The following is a presentation of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
25-26 for the Saginaw Spirit, and as they hit the quarter mark on this season, 17 games out of 68. That's not going to change this evening as the Spirit welcome the Brantford Bulldogs, the top team in the Ontario Hockey League, and one that still has not lost a game yet in regulation here to the Dow Event Center. Hi, everybody. We welcome you here to Saginaw, Michigan, up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. My name is Dylan Clark. An exciting matchup, and stop me if you heard this before. Saginaw welcomes the top team in the Ontario Hockey League here inside the Dow Event Center. That was the case last night when they played the Windsor Spitfires. They took that game by a score of 6-3. The Spirit have had surprising, maybe to some, but a lot of success against the top-ranked teams in the OHL. Saginaw, 6 wins on the season, but 5 of those have come against playoff teams here to start the year, and things don't get any easier tonight. Brantford, a 7-0 win over the Flint Firebirds down I-75 last night. They roll with a lot of momentum into the building here on this Sunday evening. We take a look at the head-to-head matchup here between Saginaw and the Brantford Bulldogs. Just the third Eastern Conference opponent that the Spirit will see here to start the year, and quite a few NHL drafted prospects. That would be what would jump off the page at you right away. 10 of them. The Bulldogs boast the highest amount of NHL drafted players out of anybody in the Ontario Hockey League. 10 names on the board there. You see them. The Kitchener Rangers are the only team even remotely close with 8 NHL prospects. Brantford going to look to ride that. And again, the big trade that brought Zach Sandu and Ben Danford into the black and gold of Brantford here just earlier this week. But again, we talked last night about the OHL's performers of the month and how there were 3 out of 4 of them in that game. Well, we've still got 2 of them in this game tonight between Brantford and Saginaw. We'll start on the Brantford side of things. Bulldogs captain Jake O'Brien, 8th overall selection by the Seattle Kraken at this past summer's NHL draft. 3 power play goals on the year. He just finished off a phenomenal September and October for Brantford. 26 points through his first 12 games of the year. That featured 7 multi-point contests. He experienced another 2-point night last night against the Flint Firebirds, was dominant in all 3 zones, 28 points in 13 games to start this season for Jake O'Brien. And across the way, the rookie of the month for September and October, the early season for the Saginaw Spirit. That is Nikita Klepov, 98 in red, white, and blue. Another multi-point night for him, 2 goals and an assist for 3 points in Saginaw's 6-3 victory over the Windsor Spitfires. He's got 6 points in his last 3 games played. Saginaw's leading power play goal scorer with 4 of them on the year, and is the only player with multiple game-winning goals for the Spirit here to start the season, leading the team in goals, assists, and points. He's eligible for the 2025 or the 2026 NHL draft. He is Nikita Klepov. We'll take a quick break. It's been an exciting amount of hockey here for Saginaw. A big-time victory, improving morale and energy inside the Spirit dressing room. They look to ride that into this game here tonight. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Spirit head coach Chris Lazary walks us through the win over Windsor and what to expect against the Bulldogs here tonight. It's Coach's Corner coming up after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today. Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Well, one more time on this weekend, Coach's Corner, as the Saginaw Spirit gets set to take on the Brantford Bulldogs, joined once again by Spirit head coach Chris Lasry. And Coach, you guys came out hot, picked up a big win over what was then the OHL's top-ranked team last night. Was that the best start to date?
Oh, without question. Like I thought, answered the bell against a terrible start in our previous game, and we were looking for that out of our group, but learning to win, learning to play good teams. Obviously tonight, another wagon of a team in here, and we got to have the same type of things that we did last night, tighten a few things up, but similar game, just different jersey.
What was different as we go back? There were a couple times earlier this year where you guys came out of the gate just as hot, but what changed? How did you keep things consistent in last night's contest?
I think they were just rattled with their last game, and again, when you play like the Windsors and the Brantfords, if you don't start well, you're going to be sitting there. It's going to be a long, long night in front of a big crowd. I think we had a great crowd on Thursday. I thought we had one last night, and the energy in the building, without question, makes a difference for our guys.
And for Nick Seamus, second career hat trick, probably could have had 4 or 5 or even 6 as that game went along. Is he able to sustain that going forward? Has he found a new level here in his overage season?
He's trying to be a leader. Like I think he wishes he had my hands in my shot, but because he would have those goals. But he's trying to be a leader. He's trying to make a difference. And believe me, I wasn't happy. I met with the team following Thursday's game. I think he's always an extension of what we're trying to do. I've had him here for 4 years. He has a Memorial Cup ring on his finger. Like he knows what it takes to win and what this team needs to do and play in big games. And the bigger the game, generally, the better he plays. So I'm expecting another game like that out of him here tonight. You saw 40 more saves from Stepan Shurigan last night. Just how much confidence does his play give your group right now, both in the crease and at center ice from time to time? Yeah, I didn't even see him coming out there. But you know what? It just tells me that it's a team fighting for each other. Like, I'd rather have that, whether he ends up getting in a fight and we soak a suspension or whatever the case may be. I'd rather have guys that are willing to step up and fight for the uniform and fight for each other and find ways to win games. And when I say fight, not necessarily always fist fight, but like block shots, get hits, track hard, sacrifice, do all those little things that you need to do to win because you care about the guys that you're playing with. And it just tells me that we have a team that's coming together and is fighting their way through the league. And you see a similar team, Windsor last night, Brantford tonight. They're both up at the top in kind of a class of their own at the top of the standings right now. But what separates Brantford from Windsor from a coaching standpoint as you get ready for this team? Well, elite skill for sure. I mean, their decor has 5 guys that are probably going to be in the World Juniors. Like, that's Hall of Fame. And they got some real good players up front. And they're well coached, but they haven't lost in regulation. And that's our plan here tonight, is trying to find a way to be the first team to do that. I think we have a hell of a team, too, that just didn't have a great start to the league. But if we have a couple more of those overtime points in the bank, like, our record's pretty good as well. So I think we're going to give them everything we can handle here tonight, and I'm looking forward to the game. Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. Thank you. That's Chris Lasry. Saginaw closes out the weekend here with the Brantford Bulldogs. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Carroll, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Won't do it without a fight. We'll take a look how we start out this game. Your starting lineups for this evening's contest brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. Again, 10 NHL drafted players on the Brantford Bulldogs roster for this game. They're going to start out with a couple of first-rounders. Merrick Van Acker, first-round pick of the Chicago Blackhawks back in 2024. He's with Seattle's 8th overall pick this past year. Jake O'Brien at center. Adam Banach picked up in the import draft for Brantford. Minnesota Wild 4th-rounder on the right wing. Owen Protz and Adam Uterchek, Montreal prospect and St. Louis prospect. And Ryerson Leaners, the Buffalo Sabre, in goal. Dima Zilkin, Carson Harmer, and Jacob Kluche. We'll start out on the Spirit side of things. Zilkin in the midst of a really hot start to his second full OHL season. 17 points in his first 11 games to start. Jacob Kluche added an empty netter for the Spirit last night against the Windsor Spitfires. Josh Glavin and James Go, the overage defenseman on the blue line. Stepan Shurigan gets his second consecutive start here tonight. Your starting lineups for this game brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. We take a break. When we come back, national anthems, puck drop here as the Spirit and the Bulldogs take the ice. Only trip for Brantford here to this building on the season. We'll see what shakes out for us. We're back after this with puck drop here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber. Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go, Spirit.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. Spirit Hockey.
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Kluche scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores.
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
It's got to be a little bit hard not to be just a little bit intimidated for at least a split second.
I think that, and also a little bit, you're playing against a bunch of drafted guys. All these guys are competitive. I mean, if anything, you got up to play against those guys. You see a lot of drafted players on the other side, and there's scouts in the building, so you want to prove yourself against those.
When a couple of players looking to prove themselves here in this hockey game, we saw Nick Sema with an outstanding performance, his second career hat trick last night against the Windsor Spitfires, trying to earn an NHL or pro contract by the time his overage season is up here in Saginaw. We talked with Chris Lazary a little bit during Coach's Corner about just the extra gear that Nick Sema's had. How, as you've watched his progression, I mean, is that a sustainable level of play for Sema here in his OHL season? Because he could have had 4 or 5 last night.
For him, I think so. I mean, he's never took a night off, and that's one of those players you just win hockey games with. So we've seen it since he started here. He doesn't take his foot off the gas, and he's going to have to do that this whole season.
Exciting matchup here tonight. Saginaw taking on the Brantford Bulldogs. We'll turn you over to our national anthems before we get started here. Saginaw closing out a 3-game in 4-night weekend.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of our command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Frank Guerrero with the national anthems here inside the Dow Event Center as the Spirit look to close out a busy weekend of hockey on a high note. Somebody's going to be standing in the way of that, or at least trying to be. We take a look at our NetSource 1 starting goaltenders for tonight's game. Ryerson Leanders, this is just the second time he's made consecutive starts this season. The Brantford Bulldogs have perhaps the best 1-2 punch of goaltending between Leanders and David Igorov between the pipes. And a not bad performance last night. 30 saves shutout against the Flint Firebirds. 7 games on the season, 6 wins and a shootout loss. He's got the OHL's best save percentage at .930. Decent goals against average as well at 1.98. Ryerson Leanders, 7th round of the Buffalo Sabres. And across the way from him, Stepan Shurigan tied his single season or his single game save total last night with 40 saves against the Windsor Spitfires. 14 games played. This is number 15 for him. He's made 381 stops on the year. Nobody in the OHL has made more than Stepan Shurigan. Your officials tonight brought to you by WNEN TV5. Nicholas Bett and Joe Monette, the referees. Justin Cornell and Brandon Shaw are the linesmen. As we get set for our opening face-off, Harmer against O'Brien. Jilkin and Klute on the wings for the Spirit. Adam Banach and Merrick Van Acker for the Brantford Bulldogs. And this Sunday evening, is underway here from Saginaw, their Delta College opening face-off. Jilkin lays it back in here for the Spirit, picked up quickly by Owen Protz of Brantford. Eric Van Acker there to steer things up off the glass and into the bench, into the seating area. That'll shave just 17 seconds off the clock. And Saginaw looking for a more favorable result against Brantford in tonight's game than they anticipated or than they experienced the last time the Bulldogs were here. It was an 11-3 win by Brantford in March of 2025. 5 points for Jake O'Brien. He'd like to experience that level of success here. He's against Carson Harmer for this defensive zone faceoff. One back. Jilkin to James Go. Down the wall he goes. Takes a stick check. One hand on the stick. Going to throw that back in front. The stick is broken. That's why James Go only had one hand on it. Wasn't exactly sure. Owen Protz, the Montreal 4th rounder, back up to center. Utercheck back in. O'Brien over the line. Shut down by Saginaw's Josh Glavin. Utercheck picks this one back up in the neutral zone, and the Bulldogs will regroup. Slipped on through. This is O'Brien. Cross-ice pass can't be gloved down by Van Acker. Carson Harmer settles it down and moves back into the neutral zone for the Spirit. The backhanded pass for Valeris. He takes a check and throws a cross-corner dump in. This one steered right back in front of the Brantford goaltender. Ryerson Leanders dropped it off with the goal stick. Nick Seema in on the forecheck to lay a hit. Puck back out at center. Levi Harper, a little trouble there. This one's going to turn off his stick, and the goaltender Stepan Shurigan gets his first touch on it to guide things out of danger. This is Igor Barabanov. Waved back in by Nick Seema. Knocked out of the air by Zach Sandu, playing in his second game in the black and gold of Brantford. And his defensive partner, a familiar one for him, Ben Danford, back into the offensive end, who came over in that trade with Ottawa earlier this weekend. Danford at the right point. Back there, Gallagher throws it on through. This is Sandu to pick it up off the wall. Down to the goal line, takes the shot. Save made by Shurigan, the rebound. Chance on the doorstep. Van Acker points, or the Bulldogs point. They've scored. 18:20 to go in the first period. And right on the doorstep, it's been put home. Lane Gallagher celebrates the 1-0 score.
Yeah, Brantford doing a great job just getting the puck to the net and following that up. There was an obvious rebound that was going to be there, and all 4 guys just kind of collapsed the net, and Sandu with a pretty hard shot. Nothing Shurigan could control.
Zach Sandu taking advantage of the ice that was given to him. His first point in the Brantford uniform here in just game number 2. Had 4 penalty minutes against the Flint Firebirds last night. But for Lane Gallagher, 3rd goal of the season. C-ranked prospect according to NHL Central Scouting as he gets set for the upcoming NHL draft. He's gotten his team out to the 1-0 lead here on the road. Hayden Bartz wheels it down the right side. Back in behind the Brantford net. It'll be collected, moved out by Dravetsky. Bouncing puck off the skate. It'll be reeled in by McHugh. Drop pass. Looking to go back there to Cooper Dennis. Foiled by Satan, and now Brody Papoy tries to carve this into the offensive end. Wheels it back around. First man to it, Dennis, a little bump towards the middle. Taken away by Saginaw's Papoy. He's back in with Satan. Into the right wing circle. Miro Satan trying to get the backhand shot away. Can't do it, but he's drawn a penalty. And the puck will be touched up by Edison Engel to stop play and send Saginaw to its first IBEW Local 557 power play here in this game. And none too soon, as Brantford with a surging start here inside the first 2 minutes and some change of this first period.
Good on Saginaw to get on the power play early. I mean, Satan just using his size, 6'6", 7 maybe, and it's a long reach, and obviously he drew the call.
Vladimir Dravetsky in the box. Levi Harper just keeps this in on the edge of the blue line and gets a tap pass back from Nikita Klepov. Barabanov down to the goal line. Dima Zhilkin trying to manufacture an opportunity here for Saginaw. Zhilkin out of the corner, watched by Protz. Wheels it up the near sideboards. Two Bulldogs quickly to him. He inadvertently ran into Barabanov there. Owen Protz quickly hammers it around. Knocked down by Klepov. Kept alive by a pulse from Levi Harper. Off the wall will be taken away here. Lane Gallagher, the goal scorer here for Brantford, back up. O'Brien thought he wanted to pursue that back in. They'll let Barabanov have a little bit of room. And the Spirit regroup here. Zilkin shut down at the offensive blue line. Gervais, the follow-up, just too far behind the play. Spirit, ninth in the OHL, and the man advantage this year at 20%. Brantford, the seventh best penalty killing unit, just shy of 83. Barabanov up for Sebastian Gervais. Dennis is all over him. This one flipped out past Barabanov. And here comes Dennis, short-handed, one-on-one against Harper in a rising shot. Maybe getting a piece with the goaltender, Shurigan. Back it comes again on the regroup. Danford slides it over. The Bulldogs go to the air. And the bouncing clear that's fielded by Saginaw's Harper. 35 on the first Spirit power play of the game. They bounce it off the wall for Levi Harper again. 16 points in his first 16 games to start this season. Nick Sema in after this. Back in behind the net. Kluche for James Go. Left wing circle. Drops it off. Graydon Jones. James Go again, then down low. This is Carson Harmer. Out from the goal line in front. Looking for Seaman. A left pad save is made. The rebound comes back out to Jones. 9 seconds of the power play. Dravetsky out in the moment. Here comes Kluche. Right wing circle. Snaps a shot, and that's gloved and held by Ryerson Leaders and casually tossed back into the faceoff circle for the faceoff here. So not a ton of opportunities to start out, but a couple of good scoring chances right there at the end. Nick Sema, Jacob Kluche do get a couple of shots through traffic on the dying minutes of that power play. Saginaw held off at 0 for 5 on the power play last night against the Windsor Spitfires. 0 for 1 right now as Dravetsky back out. Trevor Thoyer on the intercept. This is Liam Storch. Josh Glavin back over for James Go. Storch up high again. Rotating into the circle. Down to the goal line. Put it back in front. Off some bodies. Still loose there. Glavin trying to push that puck over the line. Somebody's lost a helmet. And Sandu comes over to wrap up Miro Satan. The helmet is in the net. The puck is not. We get another stoppage here. 15-16 to go in this first period. And Josh Glavin came all the way down from the point, trying to get that first one. He hit a goal post last night against the Windsor Spitfires, and he's held off there by Bolton. And Glavin looked like he's scrapping for that extra inch to get the ball over the goal line and into the end zone. Couldn't do it there with the puck.
Yeah, Glavin had some pretty good one on a couple of those whacks. And that's what it's going to take to beat a team like this. I mean, it's going to have to be a couple dirty ones. And Saginaw good on them going to the net.
Ryerson Leaders able to wedge that left leg and left skate up against the goalpost. Not easy to keep that in front of the goal line. He did so there. Keeps it a 1-0 game. Harper for Zhilkin. Top unit goes back to work here for the Spirit. Kluche wanted to go through. Adam Banach could not do it. Kept it alive, though. Here comes Zhilkin off the left wing boards. Back in behind, and Up the wall again. Valeris trying to swing over for Harper. Held off by the body of Van Acker. O'Brien back ahead now for Brantford. In with Banach. Back. A good slip for O'Brien. Up high. Long shot through traffic. Hit a leg in front. That one knocked down. On the counterattack, it's led by Levi Harper. Edison Engel let that shot go from the blue line for Brantford. Gravetsky has it back in behind his goaltender. Short area pass. Back in the neutral zone as Harper takes a shot after a turnover. He got a little bit of contact coming back the other direction. That's why he was still in that play. Picked up back in behind the Brantford goal. Vladimir Gravetsky again. Give and go with his defensive partner, Edison Engel. And that'll finish up the line change here for Brantford. Not in any hurry to move this puck here. Almost 6 minutes gone in the first. Storch tries to break the breakout here for Brantford. Keeps the stick in the neutral zone. Trevor Thoyer following on, and now Miroslav Satan. Spearter back in. Satan gets stood up. Storch hard in front. This one looking there for Trevor Thoyer. Couldn't get a clean touch on that puck. Two Bulldogs outnumber Thoyer. Puck slides up the wall. Storch takes a check. Pass back for Barnes. Can't be held at the offensive blue line, so they regroup in the neutral zone. This is Hayden Barnes. Tapped in by Thoyer. Pocket picked. Coming the other direction. This will be Lane Gallagher. Storch puts it back into his skates. Thoyer ahead. Miroslav Satan uses the boards to try and get around Prox. Yitter back in behind the Brantford net on another regroup here. Pass back out at center. It's taken away by Saginaw's goal. Sema trying to turn this past Yitter. Sema back in the circle looking for Klepov. Taken away instead by Dylan Tashurna. Third line comes out here for Brantford. This is Testa. Nice move. Tied up by James Go. Testa's drawn a penalty. And it's Brantford's turn to go to the man advantage. 13:06 to go in the first period. Bulldogs have the 1-0 lead, and it'll be their first power play coming back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Hi, this is Sebastian Gervais, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center, 1-0 Brantford's got the lead. And a turnover or a penalty drawn out of James Go by Luca Testa. The Bulldogs to their first power play of the game. Saginaw, the IBW local 557. The Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill as James goes in the box on a trip. Van Acker up the wall. Yitter starts out, regroups with O'Brien and company. Storch, Bartz, Glavin, and Gervais, the penalty killers for Chris Lazary. O'Brien on through. This is Caleb Malholtra down the right side. Locking up with him is Bartz. Puck comes up. Yitter back over Van Acker. Yitter again. Now O'Brien. Working just inside the line. Banach, a shot, tip, they score. Van Acker points to Banach. Maybe it did go in untouched. It's a power play goal for Brantford. 12:21 to go in the first period. They make it 2-0.
Well, those are tough to defend, especially it was a casual shot from the blue line, but that's really all you need when you have good traffic in front. And, Sherigan looking around to see where it's coming from, and may or may not have been tipped.
I thought we would have seen a little bit more of a celebration there from Van Acker. Thought we heard something. There may have been a little friendly fire off the Spirit skate or something like that. 12:21 left in this first period. And the Bulldogs have doubled up. Their 18th power play goal of the season on the OHL's best power play unit. Down for an icing here. O'Brien and Adam Yitter will pick up the assists on it. So the scoring streak continues for Jake O'Brien. Continues to have good favor in this building. Team leading 8th power play assist of the season as well for the Brantford captain. Jeremy Freeman to take this offensive zone faceoff for Brantford. Danford, that shot goes wide. After a couple of deflections, they push it back down low. Hit by Graydon Jones. Puck is turned again out of the corner by Parker Holmes. Danford up high. It's going to pop up and over his stick. 3 prospects and 9 draft picks to pry Ben Danford and Zach Sandu out of Oshawa a couple of days ago. Outlet pass is deflected. Stays in play off the end boards. Jones for Xander Valeris. Then Jacob Kluche. Outlet pass is going to step over the stick of Zhilkin. And it'll be covered by Ryerson Leaners, though he did look like he wanted to move that as quick as possible. 11:37 left in this first period. Shots on goal in this game brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. Dead even at 4 shots apiece. Bulldogs have used the traffic in front to break through twice. Barabanov, Sima, and Klepov back out here for the Spirit. Igor Barabanov, Saginaw's best face-off man last night against the Windsor Spitfires, stands in against Freeman here. Sandu uses the boards. Around for Holmes. Kept alive by Glavin. It pops up into the air. Danford calmly there for Sandu. Barabanov trying to force a turnover. Levi Harper comes out to help. Bolton goes down. Doing what he can to keep that puck in front of him. Bouncing more, and finally Sandu. Giveaway. Glavin steps into it, and that goes wide. Getting it back, though, is Klepov. Saginaw's leading scorer. Rookie of the month. Here's Barabanov now. Klepov again. Spear rotating the offensive end. Harper going back down low, looking for Nick Sima. Gets untied there from Jeremy Freeman. A backhanded pass up to the point. Barabanov walking the line, keeps it in front of him. Here's Barabanov, takes a shot. That one just misses on the glove hand side of Leanders. And out the other way it rolls. Line change for Brantford. Sima trying to move quickly here. Barabanov from out of his own end. Bouncing puck settled down by Saginaw's Harper. And back in. The drop pass intercepted by Sam McHugh. And the outlet looking there for Cooper Dennis. Goes too far ahead, and an icing is brought up here. 10.5 left in this first period. With Saginaw trailing Brantford 2-0. One of the better shifts in the offensive zone, though, we've seen for the Spirit here, at least to start this hockey game, looking to kind of get the rotation going a little bit more.
Yeah, and I think it all stemmed from that shot from the blue line. I mean, Glavin lets one rip and just chaos ensues. One of those things that simple part of the game of hockey that can go a long way.
Josh Glavin close to his first OHL goal last night against Windsor. Hit a couple of goal posts. Dennis is taken down by Graydon Jones. This is Caleb Malhotra. Taken down as play continues, and the puck back in the neutral zone. Gravetsky off the stick of Dennis. Backhanded up and out of danger by Graydon Jones. Popoy and Chatan into the offensive end for the Spirit. Chatan backhands one towards the net. Collision between Popoy and a couple of Bulldogs, one of them wearing the goaltending equipment. And so some liberties being taken now with Brody Popoy. 10:05 left here in this first period, and a little bit of dislike coming through here between these two teams. Everyone separated, not a big deal there. Well, regardless of how tonight goes, these two teams won't see each other until nearly the end of the season. March 6th in Brantford is the final matchup between the Spirit and the Bulldogs. Saginaw 0-2 against the Bulldogs last year, but that snapped an 8-0 streak between Brantford and Hamilton. The season series was all Saginaw for 4 years, but things tipping the other direction right now. This one wheeled back off the goal stick of Shurgan. He's got to get out and nifty little backhand to get around Testa there. Get Saginaw out of a jam as Klepov throws this back in. Dravetsky up and around the boards. Nick Sima seals off the wall for the Spirit. This is Klepov now. Can't get it towards the middle. Edison Engel puts it back in behind the Brantford net. There's 92 and White again trying to force a turnover. Desherna back up and out, and Edison Engel. The defenseman carries into the offensive zone. Testa forced off by Barabanov. Uses the wall, finding Nick Sima. Back pressure coming here. Sima can't get on through. Edison Engel tries to sidestep Sima and does. Desherna bunts that out of the air. Cross-ice pass. Picked up by Lane Gallagher, now near side Testa. Cuts up inside the Spear blue line to Sherna. Lots of room and a save made by Stepan Shurigan. But given away, the blocker save as Shurigan shuts down Protz. Quick release there from the Brantford blue liner. To Sherna. Protz is the top defensive pairing is back out. Yidacek shot into traffic, sails wide. Off the glass, Valeris has it pulled back. O'Brien trying to dart towards the net, handcuffed, and then swept aside. That puck by Stepan Shurigan. Josh Glavin on it now for the Spirit. Yidacek cuts down Thoyer. Backhanded pass picked up by Banach. Into the offensive end. Little hesitation step there. Surrounded by white sweaters. Puck pulled out. Yidacek the shot. That goes off some bodies. Banach sweeps it near side. It's chaos in the Spirit end right now as Van Acker's back below the goal line. O'Brien. Protz was calling for it. He's got it. Given back to O'Brien and just handcuffed. On the tip by Josh Glavin. That buys the Spirit some time to make a line change. Van Acker from skate to stick. Banach trouble at the blue line, so Protz has to double back. And this is Ben Danford. Protz's pass just angled back in by O'Brien. And Barch a giveaway back in behind the Spirit net. It's back onto the stick of Jacob Kluchek. Gervais down the right side. Sandu poked at Danford back in behind. Giveaway there. A patch save is made by Ryerson Leanders on a sharp angle try from Jacob Kluchek. 7:51 to go here in the first. And now this is the part of the game where Stepan Shurigan tries to hold his team in it. Handful of grade A scoring opportunities on that last exchange. And we saw the chaos back in the Spirit end. You get an offensive zone face-off here, though. Zilkin lined up in the shooting spot behind Carson Harmer and Jacob Kluchek. Now Holter wins the drawback, though, for Brantford. One of the players named to the CHL USA Top Prospects roster. Now Holter and Klepov for the Spirit will be teammates when that rolls around later this month. Dima Zilkin, meanwhile, back and behind the Brantford goal line, has two Bulldogs on him. Danford turns him around. Puck is brought back out by Caleb Malhotra. Pass up the near side. Bounces too far ahead of Dennis and swept away at the last second by Saginaw's Blake Barnes. Now Holtruck crashes into the wall with Carson Harmer. Dima Zilkin backhands this the other way. Kluche and sees Harper try to leap around him. Levi Harper carries this into the offensive corner. Trying to get around Edison Engel, can't do it. Sam McHugh up to the neutral zone. Now Holtruck back in. McHugh again, left circle, put it high over the bar. Dravetsky keeps it in. Now Dennis trying to go backdoor off the skate of Glavin. Loose puck, Dravetsky throws it towards the net, bounces off the boards. Here's a chance for Dennis now back behind the net. Cooper Dennis, high in the offensive end for Brantford, rotates and takes a shot that skips wide. Edison Engel, pinballing puck. Brody Popoy gets to it for Saginaw and just taps it out of danger. Throws a check at Dravetsky, and Popoy's got the puck now, cutting towards the middle. Floats it back in past Ryerson Leanders. Brody Popoy, handcuffed by Edison Engel. Sweeps the puck back around the near side. Graydon Jones after it for the Spirit. They got to first by Brantford's Ryder Bolton, and so Dravetsky again. Barabanov's line in the midst of coming back out here for the Spirit. This puck, meanwhile, carried up ice by Jeremy Freeman. Shifting his way into the offensive zone. Sharp angle try and a pad save by Stepan Shurigan. Graydon Jones takes a check. Bolton's all over Nick Sema. This is Barabanov back up through center ice. Igor Barabanov into the circle. A nice move, and the release does not fool the goaltender Ryerson Leanders, who makes the save and keeps it a 2-0 game. 5:55 left in this first period. Bulldogs with the 2-goal lead. We're back to Saginaw after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW. Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Back inside the Dow Event Center. 2-0. Brantford's got the lead As the Spirit go toe-to-toe with the best team in the Ontario Hockey League. Bulldogs, 84 goals now in their 16th game of the season. That's the most in the league. And, Walty, we talked about the offensive zone time. The possession's kind of off the charts right now for the Bulldogs as they try to make their way out of the defensive zone. Back up to center ice, Adam Banach. Trying to get another offensive opportunity going. That'll be reeled in by Barabanov. Down on the ice, Sema, now a chance back in with Klepov. Here he is, right in front. Klepov put it off the goal post. Adam Yurchek blew a tire in the defensive zone, and Saginaw that close to taking advantage. Banach back in, has some room of his own, curls around, point shot. Yurchek, that goes off of Barabanov. Krotz keeps it in. This is Van Acker trying to dip off the wall. It's intercepted by Klepov. Here they come back the other way, a little bit less gas in the tank though, and that's just jammed in by Sema. Off the body of Barabanov, Van Acker gets it back up to center red. Klepov quickly for Harper. Barabanov twisting that one there. Xander Valeris just jams it back in. 5:02 to go in the first. Back behind the Brantford goal. Gallagher faked the pickup. Taken instead by Danforth. The stretch pass bounces on its way in, and there's the speed of Gallagher again. It comes back in front off a body. Dangerous opportunity as Klutze is able to clear this back out to center. This is Zach Sandu. Give and go with Danford. Sandu up the far side. McHugh jammed up there by Saginaw's Zilkin. Sandu tied up. Back in his own end now. Harmer back for Zilkin. A shot that ramps up off a stick into the netting, out of play. 4:22 here in this first period. Again, just Saginaw's third meeting with an Eastern Conference opponent so far this season. The shootout loss to Niagara back in September. Overtime loss to the Oshawa Generals, who then still had Ben Danford and Zach Sandu at the beginning of this month. And the Eastern Conference opponents will become a little bit more common here in the schedule for Saginaw. As a turnover at center ice, though, will be reeled in by Jacob Klutze. Off the board, Zilkin. Surrounded by black sweaters. Klutze up for Harper. Takes the shot. A good block there by McHugh. Stuck the right skate out. Back up to the point, though. Here's Harper again. McHugh stays right in front of him. Harper lost the puck. McHugh pokes it away. Not out, though. But Carson Harper can't knock it out of the air. So Demas Zilkin, all he can do is throw a check and see Sandu back on this puck for Brantford. Inside 4 to go in the first again. Miroslav Shatan waiting. This will be brought out by Malhotra. Up through center, handcuffed by Shatan. Puck is stolen by Saginaw's Gervais and pushed back out of the air now. Shatan down the wing. Put back in front, looking for Brody Papoy. Can't find him. Out of the corner. Held at the wall by Josh Glavin. Kick back and forth. Malhotra gets it there. Put it right back onto the tape of Shatan. Trying to prolong the possession here. Back in deep. Gervais. Up and around. Like Barnes stations there against Cooper Dennis. Stravetsky going to put this back out off the far side while Papoy's without a stick. Miroslav Shatan going to take the extra beat. We got a delayed penalty here. That'll see Stefan Schurig into the bench. Big time collision. And finally the puck is touched up. And a slashing penalty upcoming here to the Bulldogs. 3:04 left in the first. Another opportunity for Saginaw. It will see Caleb Malhotra into the Brantford penalty box. As the Spirit get another look here on the man advantage. They started putting things together a little bit more towards the tail end of their first opportunity.
Yeah, and I mean, they're lucky to be only down 2 goals here. I mean, Brantford's playing really well, and power play is going to help out.
Second unit's going to start out for the Spirit. Harmer, Sema, Graydon Jones, the defenseman, up on the wing for now, but it's Klutze and Go out as well. And Owen Protz will start out with a clear here. The puck dropped off for James Go back in behind the net. 2 assists last night against Windsor. 10 points in 16 games here to start his over 8 season for the ex-Peterborough Pete. Yurchek backhands the puck into the skates of Nick Sema. The Bulldogs immediately meet the Spirit at the boards. Yurchek off the glass. Knocked out of the air by Graydon Jones. Got to make a quick decision here to move it to James Go. Choked up on the stick a little bit and Skates it back up to center ice himself. The drop pass. This is Kluche. Down the right side, Nick Sema swept back in. Jones and Harmer after it for Saginaw. Gallagher there for Brantford. Pulled up, Kluche, James go. Right side, Sema catch and release off the goal post again. It was steered to the net by Carson Harmer, and Leenders covers up.
Great pass by Sema. He saw 13 going to that far post, and he kissed it.
Well, that's the second time that goalpost into the right of Ryerson Leenders has been a factor in this first period. Once you mentioned Saginaw, lucky that it's a 2-0 game right now. Well, it could very well be 2-2 as well. Some of these chances. Harper off the draw. Top units back out halfway through the advantage. Barabanov, left circle, takes his shot, and that goes into the glass. Levi Harper, backhanded pass, doesn't have the angle to find Barabanov. So they start at center again. This is Klepov. Bouncer off the wall. Jokic knows the hit is coming. Takes it. He's got to move now to go get a new helmet from the bench or maybe get a new player. Spear trying to keep it alive as long as they can. Harmer joins the play. Levi Harper, center point now. This is Barabanov. Let's circle again. Takes the shot. Goes high again. This is Klepov. Out of the corner. Now Gervais. Klepov. Levi Harper, Igor Barabanov. Back to Levi Harper. Over Klepov one time, and that's off Harmer. Rebound Barabanov and a sliding block there. Diving over with Sandu. 15 on the man advantage here for the Spirit. Levi Harper from out in his own end. Barabanov. Nice little kick to get back in. It doesn't work though. And so Josh Glavin here, and paddle taps on the ice from his goaltender means the man advantage is over. Malhotra in the box. Glavin shot fanned on. That puck's poked at. Caleb Malhotra back for Yitterchek. McHugh broken up there. The chance for Malhotra. Yitterchek given back. Malhotra turning into the offensive end here with 42 to go. Storch gets away from a hit. Tries to find Brody Papoyo, and Protz reels this in. Hammered back around. The goaltender Shurigan there for Josh Glavin. Thrown to the air. A bouncer too far behind Papoy. Gets run into by Holmes. And this one back up. Settled down by Bartz at center. Jammed it back in. Shatan against Yitterchek. Spirit keep it alive with 15. Brody Papoy doesn't have the speed to get between Tashurna and Freeman. And so Freeman sees this back into the offensive end. Maybe a last opportunity for Brantford as that goes wide off the cuff of Stepan Shurigan's glove. And the final play of the first period is a puck cleared back out by Liam Storch. Little mix-up afterwards between Holmes and Glavin. And that's it for the first. 2-0. The Brantford advantage through 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal in that first period, 10-7 in favor of the visitors as well. We're going to talk to one of the new visitors coming up here in just a moment. Ben Danford joins the show from Ice Level. When we're back after this with your first intermission coverage here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport. Conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
WSGW is keeping you connected with the Great Lakes Bay region and the world. Tune in to quality local shows. Mihinte on Air, United Shades of Gray. That's what she said. Generating Gratitude. And Hey, Great Lakes Bay. Saturday mornings until 9 and Sunday afternoons at 4. Or anytime on your favorite podcasting app. Great Lakes Bay Connections. Local voices, local stories, local people. Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Ben, appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us, you guys. A lot of puck movement out there in the first period. You're up 2-0. How's the feeling right now for you?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, one of my second game as a dog, but they've already really welcomed me and Sandy into this team, and we have a really special squad here. And it was nice to get 2 in the first period here.
And just how has the transition been for you in the last 3 or 4 days here, getting in with a friend from Oshawa, but it's a really new scene for you?
Yeah, it's been great. I was drafted by Oshawa, played there my whole life, and it's the first time I had to go through the trade process. But Brantford's been so welcoming, and we have a really special squad here, so I can't wait to see what we do this year.
And for yourself, just some of the playoff battles, some of the long roads here over the last couple of years with Oshawa. You ran into Brantford in the playoffs a couple of years ago. Was there a bit of not awkwardness, but was that in the discussion when you got into the Bulldog room for the first time?
Yeah, I feel like, obviously, you're going to have battles with guys. You kind of more joke around about it now, being on the same team. But, everyone's been, super great to me and Zach. So.
And as you guys get into the next 40 minutes here, what have you liked about the game so far? You're in puck possession a lot. Just is there anything to improve here in the next 2 periods?
Yeah, maybe our execution a little bit more on breakouts and stuff. I feel like Sag's getting some chances off our turnovers. Just keep it simple out there. It's a long road trip for us. I know it's only our second game, but it's kind of a ways. So kind of got our legs under us there, and we have to just keep doing what we're doing. Like you said, we're moving the puck well in the O-zone, so just keep putting pucks on net. So.
Ben, appreciate the time. Good luck in the second.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's Bulldog defenseman Ben Danford. His team up 2-0 right now. We take a break. Highlights coming up. We'll bring Brad Walsh back into things. Second intermission continues after this. You're on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Unwind on a fall color tour or simply wander a while on scenic trails. Handpick ripe apples and pumpkins, savor warm donuts and fresh pressed cider, and slip into the coziness of harvest season. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at garberchesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
It's time for your intermission report from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Here's Dylan Clark.
2-0. Goals off the sticks of Lane Gallagher and Adam Bannock. We'll take you back through some of the highlights here. The Bulldogs did not waste a lot of time. 1:40 into the game. Zach Sandu carts it down into the corner. Right there to bang in the rebound for goal number 3 on the season is Lane Gallagher. We just talked with Sandu's defensive partner, Ben Danford, who's going to pick up the assist on that. And they go right back to work on it. Adam Bannock, that puck did not hit anybody in a Brantford uniform on the way through. That for Bannock, goal number 8 on the season on the power play. But then Stepan Shurigan would begin to hold the Spirit in a little bit more as that period went on. Again, the Bulldogs got 10 shots through to the Spirit netminder, able to stop 8 of them, and quite a few of a high-danger variety. Some high-danger chances back the other way for Saginaw, trying to take advantage of a little bit of a tire pop there from Adam Yudacek. Klepov hits the goalpost. Spirit gets some puck movement on the power play. Sema there for Carson Harmer, and another goalpost in behind the goaltender, Ryerson Leanders. He made 7 saves in that first period. As we take a look at your intermission stats, brought to you by Raymond. 10 shots to 7. Brantford makes the most of their 1 power play opportunity in that first period. Saginaw 0 for 2 right now, and there you see Gallagher and Bannock, the goal scorers. As we bring it back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark, Brad Walsh, and Walsh, we talked about the puck possession in the offensive end for Brantford. It's been relentless. As the period went on, though, we saw Saginaw get a couple of opportunities back the other way. It trended in the right direction.
It did, and all it takes is one bad bounce. I mean, Saginaw, had the mini breakaway Klepov. It was just a bouncing puck, and that happens all the time in hockey. And Brantford, you can just tell they're a very mature group, play the right way, and their defensemen are moving the puck quickly. So they're a good-looking hockey team.
And you and I were talking in the break about Saginaw's third line, Liam Storch, kind of rotating in, Sebastian Gervais, Miroslav Shatan, and Brody Popoy. Those guys have all been cobbled together at some point. Again, Saginaw dressing the 7 defensemen and 11 forwards, but they've looked good. They've extended a lot of zone time for Saginaw. Miroslav Shatan still looking for his first point in the OHL, but this is maybe the strongest and the most confident he's looked so far.
Yeah, the longer he's been here, the more impact he's had on the game. Obviously, big kid, using his size and starting to figure it out here. So,
and for the Spirit, again, we talked about the chances off the goalpost. Nick Sema at the heart of both of those. So trying to facilitate. He was the goal scorer last night, maybe the setup man here tonight. Again, still positives to see out of that first period for Saginaw 92.
Yeah, you just got to keep the feet moving. I mean, anything can happen. It's you're down 2 goals, but you're at home, and find a way to get back on the power play, get some more chances, and tighten it up.
And on the Brantford side of things, the control is there. We noticed maybe a little bit more time waiting on the breakout back and behind the net than maybe we've seen in this league for the last handful of years. Is that confidence? Is that patience? Or what is that more than anything?
I think it's a bit of patience in the way Saginaw is electing to play it. I mean, they're not running in on the forecheck crazy because they're too talented back there. You got 4 NHL drafted defensemen and some veterans that will hurt you if you're a little bit too aggressive. So I think they're playing it the right way and probably the best way to play this team.
Brantford more of the same in the second period. Saginaw looking for something a little bit different. What's the most important thing in the first 5 minutes of period 2 for the Spirit?
I think they just got to kind of change the momentum, get something going. Early on they got in front of Leanders a little bit and made it uncomfortable for him. That's what they have to do, and get pucks to the net and a lot of traffic.
Well, a lot of opportunities both ways. Shots 10-7, like we said, but the score 2-0. Brantford has the lead. We'll take a break. When we come back, a look around the rest of the OHL. Chinatown Scoreboard presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, and it's coming up next here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
At My Michigan Health, we are committed to our purpose of creating healthy communities together each and every day. It is an honor to serve our neighbors by improving access to care, investing in local organizations and initiatives, identifying and addressing the needs of our communities, and working alongside students seeking a future in healthcare. Together, we can build healthier communities for today and long into tomorrow. My Michigan Health, your go-to place. Learn more about us at mymichigan.org.
Hi, this is Dima Jolkin, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Brantford has the lead here over Saginaw. Their lone visit to the Dow Event Center this year. Take a look around the rest of the OHL and a handful of contests that got started a little bit earlier here on this Sunday evening. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Saginaw, one of their upcoming opponents in the North Bay Battalion. Saginaw will be in Kitchener on Friday, then North Bay here in this building on Saturday. But the Battalion, a 6-2 win over the Niagara Ice Dogs. Parker Vaughn, 2 goals and an assist for the first star performance in that game. Bronson Ryan, a goal and a helper as well. Mike McIver, North Bay goaltender, stops 28 out of 30 as the Battalion shut down the Ice Dogs. And the offense was on display for Owen Sound. 8-3, a 5-point night for Harry Nancy, a goal and 4 assists. You could say the same for Pierce Bowie in a big year. He's going into his draft year, a goal and 4 assists. And how about a nice little hat trick to polish things off for the third star, Cole Zarowski. A big-time night for the Owen Sound attack on home ice up at the Bayshore. 4-1, Guelph over the Sarnia Sting. Grant Spada. Jet Luchenko is back from Philadelphia. He's got a goal and an assist. They just announced that he'll split the co-captaincy now. It's now a co-captaincy with Charlie Paquette. But Jet Luchenko, first star of the game, goal and an assist. Zachary Jovanovski, who will also be in action at the CHL USA Top Prospects Challenge coming up at the end of this month, picks up 28 saves as the Guelph Storm beats Sarnia 4-1. London is up 6-0 on Kingston right now. That game in the tail end of the third period. Sam O'Reilly's got his 7th of the year. Brady Wasselin has his 3rd of the season as 66. Now has found the back of the net in green. And that most recent trade pickup from the Niagara Ice Dogs. 4-2, no longer down I-75. It's over across the bridge in Windsor. The Spitfires have the lead right now on the Flint Firebirds. They were up 4-0, though. Jimmy Lombardi and Chase Hull making it a hockey game up at the WFCU Center. And then Ben Danford and Zach Sandu's former team in the Oshawa Generals in a scoreless tie right now with the Ottawa 67s at the Tribute Community Center. The classic 6:05 start up in Oshawa on this Sunday evening. Your out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Saginaw looking to put things together a little bit more here in the second period. They saw flashes. They saw a couple of goalposts. Haven't seen anything hit the back of the net, though. We'll see if that changes coming up in the second period because it's up after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go, Spirit.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebwing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
News coverage.
As many as 800 people are feared dead in a deadly earthquake in eastern Afghanistan.
The Trump administration is looking to step up immigration enforcement in cities around the U.S. Chicago is a hellhole right now.
Well, it's an invasion with U.S. troops.
News.
Gretchen Whitmer has scheduled a special election to fill the 35th district.
Mike Pacigalupo entering a plea in the federal wire fraud case.
News coverage on WSGW.
Hi, this is Jacob Gutze, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Brantford over the Saginaw Spirit. They had the 10-7 shot advantage in that first frame. The 2-0 lead as well. And oddly enough, Saginaw to this point in the season actually have more wins when they're being outshot. 4-2-1-0 when the opponent has more shots on goal than they do. They were outshot 43-28 last night against Windsor. Now, you need to have strong goaltending to be able to pull that off. We'll see what Stephon Shurigan can provide here in the second period for the Saginaw Spirit. Face off at center ice. O'Brien able to pull this back in, and it's Owen Protz. Angled off of Kluche, maybe the linesman as well. This comes down the right side. Protz trying to wheel that ahead. Adam Yittercheck looking to get out of a jam. Van Acker curling away from Kluche. Puck is loose in front. This one dropped back here to Protz. Back up the left side. Van Acker with Glavin. This one's cut back. O'Brien to Protz, then back over. Yittercheck. The return. Protz, top of the circle. Booted out there by Shurigan. First save of the period. Through some traffic, and O'Brien's going to keep the offensive possession alive. Van Acker off the far board. Protz now into the circle. Lots of room, and that's just off the left hand of Stephon Shurigan. This is back up the far side and all the way down. For an icing here. 19-13 in the second period. Well, reset it. You'd have to make a couple of strong saves, and Stephon Shurigan's into the second period.
That is the way to start a period if you're Brantford. I mean, perfect, almost a bad bounce there, but they recollected it, got into the zone, got possession, set it up, had some great chances.
Bulldogs on the offensive zone face-off. This is Danford, and that pops up and off the glass. Out of play. 52 seconds gone here in this second period. And we'll redrop it again. So here comes that group with Klepov, Seaman, Igor Barabanov. Levi Harper out as well. We've got the top three rookie scorers in this hockey game here tonight. Nikita Klepov, Caleb Malhotra, and Levi Harper. All three of them on the ice here on this D-zone face-off for the Spirit. Puck rolls free. Can't be held in by Dennis, so this is Danford. A long shot back in. Took a bounce off a stanchion. Nearly came back in front. Dennis has run off that puck by Barch, but he gets it back. Dennis off the skates of Levi Harper and back in behind the Spirit net. Dennis finds Sandu. Left point, cross ice. Danford, point shot blocked by Nick Sema. Can he turn it into a Spirit counterattack? 3-on-2, they're going to hit the line. Sema drops it off. Klepov. He heads for the net. Head fake, takes a shot. That's blocked. Rebound, scoop towards the net. And a save by Ryerson Leanders. And a little bit more for Klepov. Locked up right now in front of the Brantford net. Looked like it was Malhotra. It is. And so the two rookies going toe-to-toe, maybe a little frustrated. D-zone face-off as Klepov's got a little bit more to say for Ben Danford on his way back to the bench. Klepov will stay out here. And we've seen Klepov can get emotional at times here, and Again, Chris Lasby's talked about dragging guys into the fight, or guys dragging the team into the fight. We saw very animated Nikita Klepov last night against Windsor, a couple of weekends ago in that shootout game against Flint. Barnes back out at center. An energized Klepov, always good for the Spirit. Dravetsky now out of the Brantford end. Backhands it up, knocked down by Gallagher. He's in with Tashurna. Dylan Tashurna right towards the net. That shot off the outside of the goal. Maybe Shurigan getting a piece. Holds the ground for a second, then back up to his skates, and the puck wedged along the boards back behind the goaltender. Addison Engel can't get untangled to keep that puck in, and so it'll be Ryerson Leaders to settle it down. Backhand that puck off the end boards. Addison Engel away from Miroslav Shatan. And again, like we talked about during that first intermission, Brantford in no rush to move this puck from out behind their own net. Gallagher through the stick check of Barnes. Put back in front, read well by Shatan. And as Gallagher spins into the board, Shurigan spins out of his blue crease to get a glove on top of that puck and cover for a face-off. 17:38 left of the period. Addison Engel, one of the free agent signings of Brantford this year. Spent last year between Dubuque and Des Moines in the USHL. He signed with Brantford the morning of the NHL draft. It was the Saturday morning, day 2, before he was picked by Winnipeg in the 6th round. So it was a busy day for Addison Engel. Of course, that paper was probably signed a little bit earlier. That news came out at 9 a.m. that morning, but still, busy day for them. Bolton back below the Spirit goal line. Gervais there. Met by Freeman. As this puck wheeled up and down by Parker Holmes. Gervais locks with Freeman. Valers rims it back around. You get a check back over to the boards. Fan on the shot. Tipped towards the net by Bolton. And that is somewhere in between the leg pads of Stepan Shurigan for another faceoff.
Got to give a quick shout out to Des Moines. That was my home before Saginaw. Des Moines Bucks. Good to see the USHL boys coming to the O.
Well traveled before you came back home. Offensive zone face-off as Bolton gives a bit of a smack there to Miroslav Shatan to keep him on his side. A late June pickup for the Brantford Bulldogs was Ryder Bolton after he collected his Memorial Cup ring with the London Knights. Josh Glavin, the outlet pass. Read well by Protz. Back in comes Bolton. Holmes heads for the net. That pass will be broken up, and a great glove save by Stepan Shurigan as he robs Sebastian Gervais. A near disaster there for Saginaw. Gervais just trying to break up the pass, but Shurigan had to be ready.
A little bit of friendly fire there, but we know Stepan Shurigan. He doesn't panic. He's always ready.
Well, you're absolutely right. He's seen a little bit of everything here in the last 24 hours or so. And that puck was a little bit closer to the ice as we get a look at the replay than it may have initially looked. Banak off the offensive zone faceoff. Thrown back in front. Glavin going to sweep that out of a dangerous chance. Back out at center. Even when the gloves are off at center ice, Stepan Shurigan does not panic much. Glavin, stretch pass, Harmer, good bump over. This is Dimas Yilkin trying to spin off. Harmer gets it back to Yilkin. Down to the goal line, put in front, looking there for Hayden Barnes, and a left pad stop may have been made there by Leanders. Dimas Yilkin puts O'Brien into the boards. Banak then spins back out to Addison Engel down the left side. Trying to beat Kluche, puts it in front, and a pad save made by Shurigan. He shuts down Vladimir Dravetsky. Yilkin backhands it through the air. Glove down by Carson Harmer, then in with Kluche. There was a little hesitation on if they wanted to play that puck or not. Spirit were onside, they'll let it go back. Kluche tied up right now with Addison Engel. Seema's going to be on this puck in the right wing corner. 2 Bulldogs to him. Kluche as it bounces off the shelf. Back around. Braden Jones, point shot blocked. Blake Barnes down the wing. Cuts back up to the right point, quickly running out of room. He spins it there for Barabanov. Now Seema. One more pass in front, broken up. Braden Jones, a quick shot, and the blocker save made by Leanders. Van Acker and Jones battle for it in the corner. Braden Jones there for Sema. Back down. Igor Barabanov in behind the net. Gets away from the pocket pick. Barabanov up the boards. Braden Jones. Now Barabanov again. Back in front. Here's a chance. Klepov waiting. Backhands and he scores! Klepov outweights Leenders, and the backhander gets the Spirit on the board. It's 2-1.
That was just great heads-up hockey all the way around. Tic-tac-toeing, moving the puck, using each other. Klepov, I think everybody thought he was going to slide it back door, but kind of waited out the goalie.
And Leenders was trying to anticipate a pass back over to Nick Sema. You saw how far he started to slide. And it probably was only a half second that Klepov held the puck on the backhand, but for everybody else, it probably felt like a week. Leenders trying to anticipate the pass. Klepov shoveled it through for his team-leading 13th of the season. Saginaw's cut the lead in half. Sema back underneath. Barabanov in behind the net. Back out for Klepov. Up to the left point, Valeris swings it near side. Levi Harper knocks the stick out of Testa's hand. That'll be a penalty. So just a couple of seconds after Klepov gets the Spirit on the board, Harper's going to sit down here on a slashing penalty. Saginaw to the Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here with 14:58 in the second. And the top power play unit in the OHL is going to get another chance to, as we've seen quite a few times here this year, it would seem, just stamp out any of the good feelings right after the Spirit find the back of the net. Liam Storch off the boards. This goes all the way down. Ryerson Leenders to set up the Brantford breakout here on the power play. Drop pass at center. Banach down the left side with some room. Saves the ice and puts it off a leg. Van Acker looking for the rolling puck. That'll be guided back out by Sebastian Gervais on the clear. It's been announced Jacob Cloutier in the building. And Levi Harper is sitting in the Saginaw penalty box right now. And Jacob Cloutier's on the ice, so that would be extra concerning. O'Brien, although we did see that mix up last night against Windsor, and we can get into that once the Bulldogs are done on this power play. And O'Brien patiently back through the seam. Banach, goal line. Here's a chance. Back in front. Friendly fire. Gervais pokes it past Shurigan, trying to cut off the pass, and it's a 3-1 lead on the power play for Brantford.
One of those situations where a good thing goes bad. I mean, he had his stick in the lane, did everything you wanted to do, intercept that pass, and it just really popped off the stick blade. Oh, actually, I think that went off Glavin's skate.
Caleb Malhotra is going to be the beneficiary on the Brantford side of things. 7th of the season on the power play. And it was off of Josh Glavin's skate. You're right. And the redirect back in behind. Stepan Shurigan. McHugh back at center into the offensive end. Stolen away by Trevor Thoyer. Loses an edge. This puck at center ice. McHugh's going to dust it off and send it back to Jiricek. Down the right side, Malhotra trying to twist on through. Spirit get that out of danger. Jilkin up the boards, out to center. And Owen Prott sees this off the near side boards. Malhotra's got it again, taken down by Jilkin. Play going to continue here. Jiricek back down the left side. Tries to cut through the triangle on Blake Barnes. He's out the other corner now. Back to the top of the zone. Jiricek keeps on going. Thought better of another lap. Takes a shot that goes off Shatan. Collected now by Dennis. Just inside the line. Cooper Dennis lost it as he tried to cut into the circle. Put it right back onto the stick of Sema. The short chip could not get out past Malhotra. Hit by Jilkin. Down goes Shatan. The puck pushed up to Sema. Just angles it back in behind Sandu. When Prott's back up, big time collision there as Barch comes over to run into McHugh. Josh Glavin settled down by Barabanov off the glass, and it'll settle down just on the left-hand side of Nick Sema. Ben Danford's back in his own end. We approach the midway point here of the second period. Danford heads down the left wing and pulls up in the corner. Back around it goes. Glavin closed off. This is Bolton there for Brantford. Sema trying to tie up the stick of Jeremy Freeman. And this back up at center ice will be reeled in by Klepov. Takes an extra second in the neutral zone. Klepov back in. Barabanov back for Klepov. Takes his shot. That goes into the glass. Valeris down for Barabanov. Handcuffed on the far side boards. And again, Valeris comes in front of the Spirit bench there with Ryder Bolton. And they've got a chance. Holmes down the right side. Freeman opens up and the shot taken there. Save made by Shurigan. They didn't even need the pass. Got the puck again. Holmes. Snarp angle try, and that one snapped up by Stepan Shurigan. Hangs on with 11:44 to go. 3-1. Bulldogs have made this game on a power play goal. Credited to Caleb Malhotra. We're back after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center, 3-1. Brantford here over Saginaw on a power play goal from Caleb Malhotra. Adam Banach and Jake O'Brien will pick up the assists on it. Igor Barabanov and Graydon Jones pick up the helpers on Nikita Klepov's goal. And once we talked about it right before it happened, Spirit get themselves back into this game, and just as quickly they see the deficit go back to 2 goals again. It's tough to battle through from a mental standpoint.
Yeah, unfortunate trend so far this year.
O'Brien just inside the Brantford blue line. Van Acker back towards the middle. Dropped off, and the top line is on again. O'Brien back into the offensive end, weaving with the puck down low. Swept back up top. Edison Engel on the pass from Dravetsky. Engel finds O'Brien. Faking the drop-off. Stick checks there from Saginaw's Zhilkin. Gets the puck up and ahead for Jacob Kluchek. Cuts towards the middle on Engel. Kluchek over the line, trying to slide it back across. Hayden Varch is there. Just sweeps it back in. More Bulldogs than Spirit in that corner. They've got this on the outlet up for Van Acker. Down the wing, O'Brien. Run off by Glavin. Big time collision there as Zhilkin puts Van Acker into the boards. And Banach comes right back over to Dima Zhilkin. That draws a crowd. Van Acker pops back up, and he's looking for his. 10:53 to go in the second period. As that altercation does make its way down to the ice. Dravetsky locked up with Carson Harmer right now. Dima Zhilkin being brought back over to the penalty box. And that was a big-time collision. Zhilkin on Van Acker. We'll see just how many minutes go up on the board here. It looked like Van Acker kind of went face first into the ledge.
Yeah, it was an odd angle. It looked like it was shoulder on shoulder. It just turned at the last minute. Yeah, that's pretty dangerous. And, you know, Zhilkin's one of those guys, he's always playing on that edge. And went a little bit too far on that one.
Again, Zhilkin clocks in at 5'10", but plays like a lot of guys at 6'4". Merrick Van Acker on the receiving end of that. And the mitigating factor for Zhilkin is that Van Acker popped right back up and looks like he'll stay in the game. Being talked to right now by the training staff on the Brantford side of things. They've got the time while Saginaw waits to see what the fate of Dima Zhilkin is. Thomas Byrne and Matty Serpa, the athletic training staff here on the road for Brantford in tonight's game. 10:53 left in the second period. In the penalty box for Brantford, it looks like Vladimir Dravetsky. Could there be offsetting minors to this? As the iPad is out, Nicholas Benton, Joe Monette are taking a look to see exactly what we just showed you up here. This could be, as Monette's waving over, he wants somebody extra. And as Gervais comes over, there are 5 minutes up on the board right now. That's what they're taking a look at here for Dimas Jilkin. And this would be a difficult result for the Spirit for sure. You lose one of your top offensive players. He's kind of had Saginaw's motor going offensively right now in this game. As Gervais comes over, he's waiting outside the half circle. Looks like Draveski is going to pick up a penalty regardless. 10:53 to go here in this second period. And again, it is reviewable because the officials have called for the major penalty. And the Spirit have lost Jilkin for longer stretches of hockey than they would have liked in the last handful of games. Again, picked up the 2 and the 10 against Windsor on Saturday night. 2 5 and a 10 for a scrap against Flint on Thursday. It's been a penalty-heavy weekend for Dimas Jilkin. So he waits to see if he gets to stay in this game or not. And again, this is on the hit just a couple of moments ago to Merrick Van Acker. They're still looking on the iPad between Nicholas Bett and Joe Monette. We'll see if we can give you another replay here on our own cameras. There you see Jilkin going into Van Acker. And again, the turn, the dangerous angle, and the head goes into the wall. And I think we're going to have a ruling here. I think Joe Monette's just told Dimas Jilkin to get walking. And that's the night for Jilkin. They took their time, they took their look at it, and the camera angles indicate a major penalty has been called or is appropriate here. So that's the night for Saginaw's Jilkin. Things just got a lot tougher here in the second period for the Spirit.
Very tough. Very tough. But, I mean, they did do quite a bit of homework there on the hit, and I'm sure they have a lot of bullet points to go through. Jilkin, obviously, I doubt he was trying to, trying for that outcome, but he just playing hard. He was taking an odd angle.
So Brody Papoy will serve one penalty here for Saginaw. Josh Glavin's coming over the box as well. Has he picked up something? They'll sit there together. Vladimir Dravetsky is in the Brantford box, but third power play chance for the Bulldogs here in this game. And again, they've already got 2 power play goals, and they can fire at will on this one. So we could see this game break open here. But Sebastian Gervais, Hayden Barks, Liam Storch, and Xander Valeris, along with Stepan Shurigan, will do what they can. Knocked down by the body of Yuracek. Van Acker, drop back O'Brien, then Yuracek again. Slowly between the dots, O'Brien again. Waits, Valeris trying to cut off the lane, the pass down low. Van Acker to pad save by Stepan Shurigan. This puck does get out. Back to center ice for Banach. .30 seconds gone on the 5-minute major to Dimas Jilkin in the game misconduct. Banach trying to speed things up in here for Brantford. O'Brien from Malhotra. Banach, rolling puck. Yuracek. As Malhotra drifts down below the goal line, Yuracek up top with the puck. Near side, O'Brien, one-timer, blocked by Valeris. Gervais on the rebound, and a backhander off the glass. Saginaw just trying to chip away here on this penalty kill. Fresh bodies come out. Kluche, Harmer, Jones, and Go. Reinforcements on the Brantford power play as well. They'll go back and forth. Harmer steals and flips this one back into the Brantford zone. Ryerson Leanders there to drop things off yet again. Then Danford. Up to Sam McHugh. Down the right wing. Fresh off a 30-goal season with the Flint Firebirds. Down into the corner. He's got it. Spins it in front off of Gallagher. And that one batted and leaping out of the air is Danford. Played with a hand, and that'll bring things to a stoppage here. 9:27 in the period, 3.5 on the Spirit penalty kill. That will move things back out into the neutral zone, and see, that's the thing. You're going to get through a major penalty kill like this. You can't do it all at once.
Right.
A little bit at a time.
Every minute and a half helps, and Saginaw successful on that portion of it. Get a lot of whistles. Get it down the ice.
Edison Engel fires it back around. McHugh takes the hit, moves the puck to Danford. Walks to the middle, throws it back down below the goal line. Cooper Dennis. Jammed up by Saginaw's Hayden Bart. The puck comes around. Danford shot off a body. Blocked by Valerius. He gets it out. Back to the Brantford blue line. Where it's Danford. Fresh off a 2-assist night in Flint. Last night he's got already one helper here in this game. Cross-ice pass. Bulldogs have it. Dennis for Danford. Walks towards Engel. Gives him the puck. Into the circle. Engel shot off some skates. Barabanov for Klepov. Does he want to turn this into a shorthanded opportunity? Nikita Klepov looking to find Barabanov. Finds him, and a great save by Leenders. Standing up to make the stop. That sends Dennis the other way. Try not to get through the stick there of Klepov. Could have been a hooking opportunity, as this is Gervais to clear it out and down again. Spirit are halfway there. Ryerson Leenders to start out on this new wave for Brantford on the power play. Yidacek. Drop pass skated into by Banach. Down the right side with a lot of speed. Fakes the cut to the middle, moves up to the boards, and fumble on that pass. Smacks the glass in frustration. Yidacek to recover. Approaching 2 minutes on the Dima Zhilkin major penalty. It's officially been ruled a check to the head, as O'Brien's back in. Out of the corner. Takes Sema with him. Yidacek. Now Van Acker again. Yidacek. O'Brien into the circle. Turns around. Finds Yidacek. Center point. Shot pushed wide. The shot passes. Tipped home. A beauty. Malhotra finishes it off. Yidacek found the stick. It's a power play goal to make it 4-1.
Now that was just a disgusting pass from the point. Loaded up like he was going to shoot, and Yidacek just slides it right to the back door. Little change up, but he knew it the whole way.
The initial thought when you see that, I thought he fanned on it. And we get the extra look at it, and obviously you see the end result. Caleb Malhotra's second power play goal of the game. That was executed to a T. Even Malhotra thought the shot was coming towards the middle.
Well done.
He recalculated in time to put his stick on the ice. 8th of the season. 2nd of the game. And 4-1 here. Brantford does cash in on the major penalty to Zhilkin. Puck off the penalty box doors. Yidacek on his own goal line. Drop pass couldn't be read there by Kluchik. Blows a tire. Puck picked up on the far side wall. Banach up for O'Brien. Into Van Acker. O'Brien, drop pass, nobody home. Now Holtz's still there. 2 goals already. Both have come on the power play. O'Brien lets it go to Banach. O'Brien again. He's got Yidacek right behind him. Uses him. Here he comes again. Yidacek, the slip again. Deceptive. Banach shot. Pinball's in front. Carson Harmer there. Battles it up to the top of the zone, but it's kept alive by O'Brien. Here comes Banach again. Walking into the circle, looking to go back door, cut off by Carson Harmer. Shurigan doesn't know where the puck is. It's back in front. Here's O'Brien. Over to the circle, they score. On the power play goal. Pumped home by Merrick Van Acker to make it 5-1.
Well, it's a slippery slope. Given this team a little bit too much opportunity, and they're making Saginaw pay here. A lot of great puck movement. Shurigan, can't make every save.
On the site, panic in the Spirit end yet again. 2 power play goals here on the major penalty. And for Merrick Van Acker, 15 games on the year, 15 goals. They make it 5-1. And here they come again, 40 seconds left on the penalty, being served by Papoy. McHugh up high, Danford. for Dravetsky. Danford pushed back on through off the corner glass. Gallagher in front. A rainbow of a shot that goes off the toe of his stick. James Go just able to get it to the corner. And swept back out by Saginaw's Liam Storch. Dropped off by Leanders back in behind the net. This is Danford. McHugh, one more try here in the power play. Can't drag it through James Go. Barabanov. Pass was trying to find Popoy out of the box just a split second too early. And he is out. Bulldogs have converted twice on the major. McHugh into the offensive end. Cross-ice pass. Reeled in by James Go. Intended for Cooper Dennis. Stravetsky on it there for Brantford. Barabanov, the tap back from Sema. Igor Barabanov just inside the blue line. Near side. Flip off one-timer. Save made by Leanders. Nick Sema sniffing for a rebound. He can't find one. 5:29 to go. Second period. 5-1 Brantford. We're back to Saginaw after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Welcome back inside the Dow Event Center. 5-1, the Brantford Bulldogs have the lead over Saginaw, just recently converting on a major penalty to Dima Zhilkin. 4 power play goals in this game here for the Bulldogs. And they are in control, but an offensive zone face-off here for the Spirit. Testa wins it back. Protz to try and clear. Knocked out of midair. Testa trying to pressure Levi Harper. Backhanded pass back out at center. Sandu chipped off the stick of Blake Barnes and out of play. 5:14, and this face-off to come back at center. Tested to go for this face-off as the Popoy line comes back out. This was one that we remarked earlier in the game, Walshy, about what Popoy and Gervais have been able to do as far as pressure along the walls. Popoy's run into by Sandu. Owen Protz to pick it up back behind the Brantford net. Spun off the end wall, Sandu. Handcuffed there by Trevor Thoyer. Sandu up the right wing boards. This one angled back in by Freeman. Harper after it. Bolton gets there. Protz angles off Thoyer. Puck towards the middle. Gervais trying to get on through. They'll say the Spirit offside. As Popoy trying to be the late man back on through. 4:44 here in the second period. Face off to come in this neutral zone. And not quite to the same degree as that 11-3 loss last March, but does feel like it's headed that direction as Danford tries to chase this down back in the Brantford end. To Sherna. Wanted to find Gallagher. Gervais cuts him off. Taken by Danford back in behind the Brantford goal. Gallagher and Tisherna will swing back. Gallagher, who started off the scoring early in this game, brings it back in down the wing. Cuts up in the corner. Back to Edison Engel. Outside the faceoff dot. Shurigan wasn't sure where that puck went. It's loose in the circle. As Engel shortens up on the stick to knock it down at center. Fan on the cross-ice pass. Then Danford. Up to Holmes. In over the line. Feeds Gallagher. He scores. Up over the glove of Stepan Shurigan, who had no chance. Second of the game for Lane Gallagher. Fourth of the season. Brantford makes it 6-1.
Lane there just got sprung. I mean, it just went through 2 defensemen. Saginaw just kind of getting lost defensively. And, when you're down 5, no, you just don't obviously want to see breakdowns like that. You got to play through everything, and especially at home.
Inside 4 to go here in the second period. A 6-1 lead for Brantford. We'll see what happens to start out the third period. Caleb Papineau is Saginaw's backup goaltender here in this game. We'll see if Papineau occupies the goal crease. As Kluche just tries to get this out of the defensive end. Now Holtra gloves it down. Back up looking for Storch. Dravetsky. Outlet pass. Dennis. Dropped it back. Sandu. Benak. Harmer against Sandu. We'll talk with Carson Harmer coming up here in the intermission. Right now it's Liam Storch heading for the net. The save made by Leanders. He reels in the rebound too. Storch may have gotten 2 cracks at that. And Leanders stopped both of them and strong on that puck. 3:16 left in the second. Liam Storch has had a couple of good opportunities here in this game. He's had the wheels on display.
He's played really well lately. I mean, especially on the PK, like we've seen. It's always Storch out there. He's playing hard, taking it to the net.
Nick Sema on the offensive zone face-off here for Saginaw. Off some skates into the corner. This is Protz. Not ready to make a pass just yet. He'll skate it up to center. And the long shoot-in. Played off the wall. McHugh finds Bolton in front. Bouncing puck goes into the skates of Nick Sema. Down the left side, Sema watched by Yidacek. Stumbles, and he takes the check. Protz. There with Barabanov. This one up the wall. Test up. Knocked away. Sema back at center. Barabanov's got to touch up. Sema finds him. From skate to stick. Darts around to check Barabanov, and a shoulder save is made there by Ryerson Leanders. That's as close as the Spirit have been able to come here in the second period. 2:40 left in it. Quieter night for Ryerson Leanders. Had a couple of high-danger chances come his way. He's been able to make the first stop. There haven't been many secondary opportunities. Barabanov against O'Brien. The offensive face-off here for Saginaw. Swept back below the Brantford goal line. Edison Engel. Chopped after there by Nick Sema. This is reeled back in by Danford. Up to center red. Cross corner dump in again. O'Brien tries to pull that away from Barabanov. Outlet pass up the wing. Sema has to stop up just for a second. Carves it back into the Brantford zone. Danford there first. Sema on the check. Van Acker off the wall and out to center. This is Graydon Jones. Off the boards. Too far ahead of Barabanov. Leanders, little trouble there on the stop up. Danford and Sema, nothing more after that. 2:03 left in this second period. Not much in the way of. Thought we might see a little bit more of post-whistle lockups, but that's kind of gone by the wayside here in the second period. Jake O'Brien being waved back into the play by the referee. Bulldogs trying to make that line change. Face-off controlled by Popoy. He finds Harper. Right circle. That one off the outside of the goal. And maybe the shoulder of Leanders says, well, you had to get up to wedge the shoulder up into the corner of the net. Able to do so.
Not much for Levi Harper to shoot at. I mean, Leanders just getting big.
Levi Harper trying to extend his point streak to 6 games. Goal and 6 helpers here over that span for OHL's leading rookie blue liner in scoring. Sandu back out of his own end now. The pass up to center. Taken by Xander Valeris. Levi Harper again. Intercepted by Sandu and pushed right back in. Benok's got a touch up. Valeris runs out of time. Bulldogs steal again. Freeman, shot blocked by Harper. Bounces in front and it'll roll right in on Stepan Shurigan. Put the hands together and hang on to that. 1:28 left in the second. Stays a 6-1 game, and everyone looks to be pretty gassed right now for this being the second period. We do see some line changes here. Gallagher to take this offensive zone faceoff. He'll stay on for Brantford.
Yeah, I think intermission would be a good little reset for Saginaw. I mean, you got to find some positives here, and going into the third, just try to win a period.
Sandu for Dravetsky and back. Vladimir Dravetsky. Sandu. Long point shot right into the glove for Stepan Shurigan, and Banach back and forth with Barnes. This might be the lockup we were looking for. Banach went right after the Spirit defenseman. They'll be pushed apart. We may see some offsetting minors here at the tail end of the second period. 3-3 last weekend for the Spirit. 3-4 here this weekend. These all at home. And for Brantford, in Flint here in Saginaw, it's a bit of a ways out of their normal jurisdiction. But again, well on their way to picking up points in each of their first 16 hockey games to start this season. Caleb Malhotra knocked out of the air by Carson Harmer. Pass rolls back to Graydon Jones. That knocked out of the air by Cooper Dennis. Carson Harmer's after, trying to find Kluche in front. Harmer down below the goal line, slipped it in front, and that shot is and the put wide by Storch. Kluche gets it back. Chance at the end of the frame here. Dravetsky now for Carson Harmer again. Just ran out of room. Storch pressures this over. Taken here by Holmes and back out to center. Ramps it back around. Graydon Jones cuts it off on the wall. Kluche gets it back out now to Liam Storch. Final 30 here of the second period. Wheeled back in by Malhotra. 2 goals in the game, looking for the HT. Protz smacking the stick on the ice. He wanted that puck. The blocker saved there by Shurigan. On the release from Holmes, that was well disguised. Carson Harmer backhands it out to center. Yidacek over to Protz. Yidacek again. Floated back in. We will have an icing. One more drop here to be in the offensive zone for Saginaw. 5.3 left in this second period. Sima, Barabanov, and Klepov back on. If you can find one positive going into the third period, they take it right now. As they'll put Klepov up on the right side and leave Barabanov to take the shot. It'll be Sima against Luca Testa. Back it comes off the draw and in behind the Brantford net, and that'll be it for the second period. Shots 16-9 in that middle frame. Brantford finds the back of the net 4 times. They've got 4 power play goals in this game. They lead it 6-1. We take a break. Spirit trying to regroup in the dressing room. We'll sit down briefly with Carson Harmer back after this. Second intermission coming up here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates. Retirement made clear.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
The Ramsey Show.
You actually can help people, and you don't help them by giving them a government program. You help them by showing them the way out. People love me enough to put their arm around me and show me a different way. I didn't figure it all out in my own head. So there's a power to hope. That's not some kind of false panacea positive thinking way. It works. You can't positive think your way into everything, but you can't negative think your way into anything.
The Ramsey Show, weeknights at 9 on WSGW. This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
A lot going on out there right now, but I guess what is just the biggest difference from that second period from the first?
Yeah, obviously hurt having Zilks out there. Yeah, they got a good power play, so we knew that heading into the game, but yeah, just caught an unlucky break there, but that's sliding. You just got to keep moving forward, and yeah, hopefully we can get some momentum here in the third.
You guys had some momentum on that last shift there at the end of the period. You with Jacob Pluche and Liam Storch. First time playing with Liam Storch in the last little bit. Is there a little bit of early chemistry there between you three?
Yeah, obviously with Klutz, played with him a lot last year, so that helps. And Storch, you know, he moves fast, and you know, he's a good player. So yeah, we had our chances, but we just got capitalized. But yeah, we're getting chances. So yeah, you just got to keep moving forward.
Carson, appreciate the time. Good luck in period 3.
All right, thank you.
That's Carson Harmer looking to move the momentum a little bit here, going into the final frame of play again. 6-1, Brantford got the lead. Starts with 1. Saginaw look to get that early on. We'll come back with some highlights here and analysis back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com. Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebring factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW. Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
A busy second period and a positive one if you're a Bulldogs fan. They got started early. Saginaw a couple of chances early on. Nikita Klepov fooling the goaltender Ryerson Leaners on the release. Saginaw back in it at 2-1. They had some life early on in the second period. Things were feeling good at that point. Some power play goals start to head into the back of the net for Caleb Malhotra. Brantford makes it a 3-1 score there off the shot pass coming up here. Yinacek from the point. fooled everybody. Thought he was taking that shot. Ends up being a pass pushed back down low, tipped in by Malhotra for his second of the hockey game. The power play goals would continue. This all comes off, as we heard Carson Harmer talk just at the beginning of the intermission, off the Dimas Jilkin major penalty. That one from Merrick Van Acker, his 15th goal of the season here. This is his 15th game that he's played. And the goals would keep on coming. Holmes in front. Easy little flip over the shoulder of the goaltender, Stepan Shurigan, for Lane Gallagher. And that's where we currently stand. A 6-1 game here in the second intermission. Shot 16-9 in that second period in favor of Brantford. Second intermission stats being brought to you by Raymond. 26-16, the shot advantage as a whole here in this game. And there you see the number at the edge of your screen is going to tell the full story, or most of the story. 4 for 5 on the power play here for the visitors. We'll bring it back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Dylan Clark, Brad Walsh. And watch as we try to make sense of this second period. The power play is the story of it, just like Carson Harmer said.
Yeah, I mean, that was tough. Being short for 5 minutes against a team like that is tough to survive. And I think it's just a wake-up call for all the young guys and this, the veterans on this team, what kind of talent Brantford is this year. And try to find some positives here in the third.
And on the Spirit side of it, you go back to the beginning of that period, the goal scored by Klepov. They did find a way to get into the offensive zone with some speed to try and get back to that. They looked like themselves, I guess is probably the best way to say it at the beginning of the second period. Is there a way? I know it's not an easy answer, but how do they get back to that at the beginning of the third?
Well, I think you just got to play with passion, and the third play hard. Obviously, they're down Jilkin. But just, come out, make it a new game. It's a period now. Try to win the period. Prove to yourself and each other that you guys can find success against this team.
And a bit of a difficult position right now for Spirit goaltender Stepan Shurigan. 6 goals on 26 shots right now. And again, 4 of them by way of power play. Not much you can do about it. Are you in kind of that gray area right now where you leave him in for the third period? Do we see Caleb Papineau coming up here?
I think it'd be good to get Papineau some reps here. Obviously, the last one that went in, it was kind of just a breakdown, and you hate to see, compounding mistakes when it's, becoming kind of a lopsided game. So, you don't want to hang out Shurgi to dry at this point. Get Papineau in, and like I said, new hockey game in the third.
On the Bulldogs side of things, they're not exactly putting it in park for the next 20 minutes because, again, this is a talented Spirit hockey team with a lot of goal-scoring opportunities, but they're not exactly taking risks in the third either.
Right. I mean, they played so well. I mean, to start the game, you could tell, they've all kind of bought into the system. They play together. They got a bunch of stars on their team, but no one's, they're playing team hockey, and that was impressive to me. And obviously, when you're up a couple goals, you're going to, enjoy your business trip. The work, they got a lot done, and they got a bit of an edge here in the third, so they're going to enjoy it.
6-1 lead right now for the Bulldogs going into the third. Like Brad said, Spirit just going to try to win the third period right now. 6-1 the score. We'll take a break. Out-of-town scoreboard coming up. Busy night across the Ontario Hockey League. It's presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, and it's up next here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At My Michigan Health, we are committed to our purpose of creating healthy communities together each and every day. It is an honor to serve our neighbors by improving access to care, investing in local organizations and initiatives, identifying and addressing the needs of our communities, and working alongside students seeking a future in healthcare. Together, we can build healthier communities for today and long into tomorrow. My Michigan Health, your go-to place. Learn more about us at mymichigan.org.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Busy Sunday evening of action here, not just the OHL, but hockey in general. We'll take you through the OHL first. 6-2, North Bay Battalion pick up the win. Parker Vaughn, 2 goals and an assist. Bronson Ride, a goal and a helper. Mike McIver bringing up the rear, your 3 stars of that game. 28 saves for McIver. As again, the Spirit gets set to see the Battalion coming up next weekend. 8-3, Owen Sound over Erie. Harry Nancy and Pierce Bowie, 5-point nights for the two of them, both of them with a goal and 4 assists. Cole Zarowski tacks on a hat trick. It's an interesting night when you score a hat trick and you're the 3rd star of the hockey game, but that's the situation that Zarowski and the Attack find themselves in. 8-3 over Erie. 4-1, the Guelph Storm over the Sarnia Sting. Grant Spada, Jet Luchenko picks up his first of the season. Alex McLean, his 3rd, and Quinn Beauchene, his first of the year with a helper from Jet Luchenko as the Storm beat the Sting 4-1 on home ice. 6-1, London would wrap things up against the Kingston Frontenacs. Goal and 2 assists for Jackson Culver. 30 saves for Alexei Medvedev. And a 1 goal and 1 assist night for the newest London Knight, Brady Wasselin. 5-2 final between Windsor and Flint. Liam Greentree and Ethan Belches would see to it that the Spitfires take out some of their frustration after a loss in Saginaw last night. They do it against the Firebirds on home ice. Hat trick for the Windsor captain. 3 goals and a helper. Goal and an assist for Ethan Belches as well. And Ottawa up 3-0 on the Oshawa Generals. They're into the late stages of the second period. Cooper Foster, Nathan Amidovsky, and Sean Kingwell, the 3 goal scorers there. The U17 World Hockey Challenge is underway right now. Saginaw's Ryan Hanrahan representing Team Canada White. Spirit General Manager Dave Drinkle, the Director of Operations for Team Canada Red. Those two in action right now. It was an 8-4 win for Team Canada Red over Finland. Team Canada White is up right now, 4-0 over the Swedes. That game is in progress. No points just yet for Ryan Hanrahan. We'll keep you updated. We'll take a look at the standings here in the Ontario Hockey League as well. This is how we came into the game. Again, with the games rapidly achieving final status, not able to update the scoreboard or the standings just yet. The Spitfires still a top team in the OHL. They've picked up a couple of more points. Owen Sound in 3rd, and we just talked about their dominance over the Erie Otters earlier today. We'll flip you back over to the Eastern Conference now. And again, Brantford, for all intents and purposes, expects to have 2 more points in the bank 20 or so minutes from now. They're the best team in the Ontario Hockey League, 27 points coming into tonight's game. Niagara, little trouble there, though they do find themselves still up high in the OHL standings in 2nd place. Saginaw's next Eastern Conference opponent will be the North Bay Battalion. You see them there sitting in 7th, trying to cover some ground right now. Out-of-town scoreboard, take a look at the conference standings for both the East and the West. We'll take one more break when we come back. 3rd period, the Spirit, we'll just try to take it one shift at a time. They've got some ground to cover. We'll see what they can do. Brantford trying to guide this one into port. 6-1. We're back for 3rd period action after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. and your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com. Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
Looking to stay in touch with your community? Check out Great Lakes Bay Connections, a collection of shows and podcasts bringing you local voices, telling local stories from local people. Great Lakes Bay Connections features Hey, Great Lakes Bay, Generating Gratitude, That's What She Said, United Shades of Gray, Mi Gente on Air, and more. Listen weekends on WSGW, anytime on your favorite podcasting app or at WSGW.com.
Hi, this is Caleb Papineau, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Goaltender here for Saginaw to start the third. Caleb Papineau gets back between the pipes. 6 goals on 26 shots for Stepan Shurigan. Papineau back on home ice for the first time since September the 27th. Waltsy, you're not exactly going to fault Stepan Shurigan for this one, but probably time to get Papineau in there.
Right, and, maybe it gives Saginaw a little bit of a jump. Caleb hasn't played many games this year, but obviously you put a fresh goalie in a 6-1 hockey game, you're going to want to play for him.
Big part of the reason why the Spirit got the extra point in a shootout victory against Windsor back on October the 26th. That was his last bit of action. He made 18 saves. We spoke with him last night during the intermission. Ready to go here for the third period tonight. Owen Protz from back behind the Windsor net. Jacob Kluchik can't pull that puck off. A turnover from Van Acker. Bulldogs hit the line. Freeman, Stronghouse, this for a first chance. Gallagher banned on that opportunity. Storch came back to break it up. Van Acker pokes it in front, and Gallagher flips that puck up into the air. Bouncing puck in the offensive end to start things here for Brantford in the third period. Dimas Jilkin's penalty did expire. There were no carryover penalties into this third period, but of course the Spirit without Jilkin. Now it's Banach over to Protz, left circle. Brings that one off the goalpost. Papineau got a piece of it. This one just inside the line. And a big-time collision right in front of the Spirit bench. The slow line change here. As Banach moved into by Glavin to the right side of your screen, and this one just camped out back and behind the Brantford goal. Gravetsky, as it's dropped off by Adam Yudacek. Caleb Malhotra. Yudacek for Gravetsky again. Cross ice angled in by McHugh. Caught up to by Barch back behind the Spirit net. Played it right up the wall to Zach Sandu. Cross ice pass. Read there by Nikita Klepov. Tries to get on his horse against Gravetsky. Uses the body. Battling for that puck. They both go down. The puck ends up back and behind the Brantford net. There's going to be a reluctance to call some penalties here in the third period. Cooper Dennis back up through center. That's off the skates of Xander Valeris not once but twice. And a bouncer lays down for Nick Sema. Top of the right circle. Sema stops up. Cut back on through. Dennis picks it up at center. A lot of speed as he tries to push in the Spirit blue line. A long shot, and that's the first registered save there for Caleb Papineau. Ran off the goal pads, and Xander Valeris, the outlet stretch. Picked up by Barabanov. He's got the angle on Edison Engel. Back up to the top of the zone. Jones into the circle. Sweeps it through. Barabanov with Leenders bopping around the crease. Barabanov takes the shot. That one hit Papoy and goes out of play into the netting. 17:48 here in the third. Saginaw getting back to their roots a little bit. A little bit more confidence in the offensive zone, moving things around. Barabanov, a shot that just gets tipped up and out.
Yeah, Saginaw fans have to be pleased with the energy the guys have brought early this third period.
Gervais line to start out here as Jake O'Brien adjusts the neck guard. Lines have been shuffled for Jay McKee's Brantford Bulldogs. O'Brien out there with Jeremy Freeman. On-point shot right into the glove. That one off the stick of Graydon Jones. And Leenders puts it right back into the face-off circle for another draw. The same 10 skaters to do it. Brantford back in action in Peterborough on November the 6th, and Oshawa the following night. So they're back out on the road for a little bit. They'll stop back home in Brantford, though. As O'Brien throws this back in. Testa for Freeman. Sliding Graydon Jones doesn't have a stick anymore. The puck picked up now by Saginaw's Gervais. Back over to Popoy. Angled up, stumbling. Miroslav Shatan has his pocket picked. Jones had to make a change here. Spirit could have gotten tagged for too many men there. And Freeman, a great blocker save there by Caleb Papineau as that glanced off Josh Glavin. Levi Harper. Back and behind the net could not have been an easy choice for Graydon Jones there. Getting back off the ice, but he knew he would have taken a penalty had he turned towards the puck. Danford at the point. Pushed in front, all alone. O'Brien and a save made by Papineau. O'Brien still lots of room. Back up high for Danford. Takes a shot that whistles wide. Bit of a shooting gallery down to our right here on this shift. Edison Engel. Back behind Ryerson Leanders as fresh troops come back out here for the Bulldogs. Tischerna. Instead, they dish this one up to Bolton. Back for Tischerna. In over the line, can't get through Carson Harmer. This is Holmes. And the back around Tischerna. Saginaw's Josh Glavin there, uses the boards to get out to center. Liam Storch cutting towards the middle. Back on with Kluche and Carson Harmer again. Storch showing the wheels here. Just inside the line. Bart's shot gets deflected. Carson Harmer back under, let go by Kluche. Storch on the backside of the net. Taken away by Dravetsky. Owen Protz takes the steps out from below the goal line and doesn't like what he sees. So Dravetsky again off the boards. Out at center. Xander Valeris back in his own end. Carson Harmer still has the stick of Dravetsky. He'll shake that off and find Klepov trying to cut inside on Protz. Stick lift there by Gallagher. Will pull that opportunity away for the Spirit, but Klepov is back on it. Takes a check, keeps on going. Barabanov spins it near circle. Valeris looking in front. That pass and or shot blocked by Protz. Gallagher knocks that off the outside of the goal. Nick Sema doing whatever he can to get this back from Owen Protz. Dravetsky up the boards. Cut off here. Barabanov just inside the line. Turned around by Banach. Puck goes off the wall and the linesman. And Barabanov will touch this up. He was offside. 15-13 here in the third period. Stays a 6-1 game. Couple of shots early on here. Brantford 3 scoring opportunities in the third. And there you see Nikita Klepov. He's had the majority of Saginaw's scoring chances here in this game. 3 high danger scoring opportunities. Nobody's had more. Igor Barabanov has had just as many. Sandu has this for Brantford off the faceoff. McHugh trying to push it back in past Bart. Bart is doing what he can to put McHugh into the Saginaw bench. Igor Barabanov guiding this one back up through center. McHugh and Sandu won't let him through. Caleb Malhotra pushed back in now by Dennis. McHugh would have been offside. That gives Saginaw a chance to stretch it up the near wall, and McHugh trying to repay the favor on Hayden Barch. Check. Ran into a friendly defender there. This is Malhotra. Blocked by Barnes. He's turned around and negates that scoring opportunity. Papineau paddles it to the corner. Josh Glavin for Blake Barnes. Reels it in, lost the puck, but advances. Klepov, can he settle it down? Barabanov pursues. Just inside the blue, put back underneath. Klepov tries to finish off the check. Check will move the puck here, and it's Dravetsky. Outlet pass. Pulled off the wall by O'Brien. Couple of points already tonight. Dropped it off. Here's a chance. Rising shot blocker saved by Papineau off the shot from Testa. Gervais gets pulled over, and the Bulldogs take over at center. Dravetsky for Shatan. Maybe an odd man break, and a shot rang off the crossbar. Shatan looking for his first OHL goal. Trevor Thoyer on towards the net. Here comes Thoyer. Sweeps it there. Tries to take it through it. Danced right along the goal line, but not over. And a save made by Leanders, who's got his stick again. Freeman's in over the line for Brantford. Testa handcuffed by Harper. Valeris takes a check, but he's moved it. And the rookie defenseman on it here for the Spirit. Cut off by O'Brien. Bulldogs turn it back in. O'Brien stopped by Papineau. Rebound swept on through the crease and out the other side. Protz the shot and it's saved by Papineau again. Well, you look for the positives. The start to the third period by the Spirit netminder here. Caleb Papineau came ready to play. 6-1. 13-10 to go in the third period. We're back after this here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center. 6-1 Brantford. And it's Jake O'Brien doing Jake O'Brien things here in Saginaw. He's got 4 helpers in the game. He's got his team up to a 6-1 lead. And again, he's just about at the same level he was last time he was in the building. 2 goals and 3 helpers in early March last year. And what was eventually an 11-3 win for the Bulldogs. And Caleb Papineau looking to bounce back from that. Again, that was quite a while ago, but he and Sammy DeBlasi had to play musical goaltenders a little bit in that game. But Papineau to start his tenure in this one. Seen 7 scoring opportunities, and he stopped them. And again, a couple of really high-quality ones, like what we saw coming back out of the break. That one off the stick of Jake O'Brien. And we've got an extra stoppage here. What is the conversation between the referees here at the scorer's table? Caleb Papineau is going to go for another skate here. Stretch out. Is there confusion as to where to drop this puck? We'll see. 13-10 left. And the phones are out in the scorer's box right now. iPads are out on the Spirit bench. Previous players under review, but
well, they may be looking at store.
Did we not just come back from a commercial break? Or am I losing it? They need the iPads now.
I mean, Trevor Thor did take it to the rack pretty hard. I don't think that's what they'd be looking at.
I'm not sure. 13-10 left here in period 3. Try to see if we can take a look at Trevor Thoyer's scoring opportunity. Is in towards the goaltender Leanders. It rolled pretty well clear the goal line there. And again, we're speculating right now on what the review could be. Stayed out, right along the top edge of the pad. That's not it. But a good look at the overhead regardless on just how close they came. $13-10 left in the third period. The iPad is out between Nicholas Bent and Joe Monette. Referees in this game. Chris Lazary's taking a look on the Saginaw bench at the iPad as well.
Perhaps an ineligible player on the ice. Maybe Dima Zhilkin threw on someone else's jersey.
That it wouldn't be the first time we saw an ineligible player on the ice here in this building this weekend. But that would be the first time that I think I would have seen that. Putting on somebody else's sweater. And, of course, my partner referred us to the called back power play goal that Ethan Belch has scored. Well, whatever it is, they've waved it off at center. Maybe looking up that last chance in Caleb Papineau's neck of the woods. And I'm sure somebody's on Twitter right now saying how he can't believe that we don't know what they're looking at right now. I agree. We'll put the hand up on that one. That's on us. Kluchik out of his own end. Go. Now for Carson Harmer. Down the wing, a heavy check there. It's Danford. Throws the hip into Harmer. James Go pokes at it. This one comes back out over center red. Braden Jones from back and behind his goaltender to restart. Jones back out of his own end. Flipped in by Go. And we do have confirmation they were looking at that Trevor Thoyer opportunity that we had the overhead look at. As this goes back down, icing's going to be waved out to Sherna. Got in there ahead of Glavin. So, Walter, good call. You were right. This one held just inside the line. All alone in front to Sherna. Pushes it right into Papineau, who's able to make the save. 12-15 here in regulation. Well, the reps for Papineau have been beneficial so far.
Yeah, seeing a lot of action too. I mean, he's not been bored down there, and playing quite well.
Already 8 saves in the hockey game he's officially been credited with here in the third period. Josh Glavin trying to ramp this up the near sideboards. Bulldogs turn it over. That one off the outside of the skate of Papineau. Van Acker can't tuck it home. Gravetsky at the center point. Bulldogs want to solve Papineau here. Shot is blocked on its way through by Sema. Barabanov to help it back out the other direction. In with Klepov. Barabanov to the net. Stick save made by Leenders, and the rebound can't be corralled by Nick Sema. Benak down the wing. Got it on through. Cut off by Klepov. Just threw it off the boards. Gravetsky going to put that one. It goes under the skate of Barnes, and right behind him is goaltender Papineau to help out. And the pass out of the zone broke the stick of Barabanov. And a tire blown down to our left here. Back up and back on his wheels is Gravetsky. Almost a giveaway in front. Benak just at the Brantford blue line. Taken now. This is Gallagher. Cutting in for the Bulldogs. Looking back up high. Into the boards from Barch. Van Acker. Cross ice. A lot of battle in front right now. Long shot tipped in and off the outside of the cage. Maybe the goaltender too. Valeris giving Benak a rough ride. Get a check. Right point. Into traffic. Into the glove of Caleb Papineau for a stop. 10:59 to go and more between Van Acker and Valeris. Nothing more after. Offensive zone face-off upcoming here for the Brantford Bulldogs. More good looks here for Papineau. And the C's do part on the traffic in front. Papineau's able to get a good look at it. Offensive zone face-off. Stick lift there from Braden Jones as McHugh tried to lean in. This is down for Malhotra. Tied up by James Go. Underneath Sandu. Takes a favorable bounce out of the corner. This is Malhotra. Trying to go cross ice. It's cut off by Liam Storch. Carson Harmer. Closed off by Dennis. This rolls back in behind Leenders. Carson Harmer. Jones hollering for it. Takes a point shot. That one knocked away. Harmer gets in after it. Wanted to rim it under there for Liam Storch. Dennis. Cross ice. Out the other way. This is McHugh. Into the offensive end. A nice move to try to shift through Braden Jones. No dice there. McHugh, another June pickup for the Brantford Bulldogs, all the way back in early June on the 3rd. Then one of the 10 NHL drafted players on this roster. A couple of Leaf prospects between he, then Danford. Owen Protz, the future Canadian. We'll fire this back around. This is O'Brien off the wall looking for Testa. Broken up nicely by Barabanov. We'll see if an NHL team calls his name coming up this June. Nice giveaway in front. They score! Levi Harper off the spinning pass from Klepov. Saginaw's back on the board. They make it 6-2 with 9.5 left.
Good offensive play there. I mean, Levi Harper continues his offensive onslaught and just picks the corner, finds a way through.
Not a bad looking give there by Klepov. Behind the back, no look. He'll take that.
pretty.
Barabanov should pick up an assist as well. Off the draw at center. Back into the Spirit end. Things looking up a little bit here for Saginaw. Over the line, here they come again. Aiden Bart's a shot off the goalpost in behind Leanders. Klepov from the corner again. Tied up with Protz. Doing what he can to get back after this puck. Another multi-point game here for Nikita Klepov. Harper does up that point streak to 6 games as Bartz crashes into Luca Testa behind the play. Valeris back in his own end. Klepov's filling in. And O'Brien hunting for that 5th point in the game. He's giving the puck away, though. Barabanov needs a Spirit rush back in. Once the drop-off, it was right between the legs of Klepov. Valeris can't keep it alive, and the Bulldogs will be guilty of icing here. 8:44 to go in the 3rd period. Well, you see what a little bit of belief can do for a hockey team. Saginaw surge here after they see that Levi Harper goal hit the back of the net. Offensive zone face-off, they'll put Gervais out. Off the draw again, this is Shatan. For Levi Harper, then to the corner. Harper, sharp angle try, save made by Leanders. Sweeping shot again by Shatan. That's stopped by Leanders. Getting a little busier here in this 3rd period. Levi Harper already climbing. He's already inside the top 10 as far as seasons by a rookie Spirit defenseman. We mentioned it yesterday. Right now, as he continues to be at a point-per-game pace, 17 points now in his 17th game of his OHL career. On pace for 68 should he stay healthy. That would be far and away the record. Is another Harper shot tipped by Bolton, saved by Leanders.
What I've been impressed with equally is Levi Harper. I mean, he's got the best plus-minus on this team. I mean, offensive juggernaut, but he is very responsible defensively.
Harper coming into the game as a +9. Off the tie-up here in the defensive zone. That goes off the fingertips of Harper and back in. Still managed to be even in this game, does Harper. This goes back in, no icing as Danford's there to pick it up. And of course, that turnover in front. Shatan's shot turned out. The rebound looking for it was Gervais. He's about to say, of course, that rookie defenseman record, Zane Perek, the record holder with 37 his first year. Going to suit up for his 10th game of the season tonight in Philadelphia as the Calgary Flames are in town. So that activates year number 1 on his entry-level contract. Here comes Carson Harmer back on through. Bolton all over him. Zandu with the stick finishes the job. No more puck for Harmer. Down the wing they go. Parker Holmes, as this is guided around by Caleb Papineau. 2 against 2 here on the near sideboards. Gervais scoots it there for Graydon Jones. As he waits from out behind his goaltender up the near side. Drifts back in, no icing. Kluche there first. In front looking for Harmon. That was tied up. Gallagher out of the corner, then back behind. This is Sandu. 2 forecheckers in there for the Spirit. Kluche trying to read that along with Storch. Harmer wanted to sweep it back underneath. Yittercheck. Storch shoulders him. Sandu for Yittercheck up the near side. It stays in. Gallagher poking there against Xander Valeris, who takes him into the end boards. Put that right onto the stick of Banach. Back in front, the short area pass. And jammed in by Van Acker. Save made by Papineau. He'll shrug off the stick up high afterwards. Kluche hand on the shoulder. I don't know if that's to say I'm sorry. I don't think it is. And a couple of words. Maybe for the Spirit goaltender afterwards as well. 6:41 here in the 3rd. This group will stay on here for Brantford. Also, we talked a couple of days ago about the 2-foot pass and mastering that. And that's been what's led to a lot of success for the Bulldogs here in this game. And we almost saw another scoring chance there. Up at center ice in the final 6.5 here in regulation. Saginaw the lone goal here in this 3rd period. Off the stick of Levi Harper. He and fellow standout rookie Nikita Klepov link up again. This goes down for an icing, 6-18 here in this third period. Again, one more crack at the Bulldogs for Saginaw coming up in early March. 42nd all-time meeting between these two teams. 26 wins for Saginaw. This will likely go in the other column. And that dates all the way back before they were Brantford when they were in Hamilton, and before that when they were the Belleville Bulls. Lavin throws it in front. Doesn't find Nick Seema. Klepov to Barch, near side Glavin. Takes another shot, scooped up. Maybe off the pad. And into the glove as well for Ryerson Leanders. And boy, is that an acquisition that looks smarter and smarter as time goes on. The Bulldogs have one of the top 1-2 goaltending punches in OHL. One of just 3 teams with both goaltenders in the top 10 of the league in save percentage. Brantford has Leanders and Igorov, 930 and 915. Save percentage. Windsor between Joey Costanzo and Michael Newlove. The pair of goaltenders in Ottawa as well for the 67s. This is Kravetsky back in now for Freeman. Pass onto the stick of Malhotra. 2 looking for 3 and a blocker save made by Papineau. Back in the circles it stays. McHugh and Freeman put that off the body of Klepov. Nifty move there to get around McHugh. And spur the rush the other way. Barabanov off the boards. This is Klepov. Shifting out of the corner on Malhotra. Klepov, one hand on his stick, still makes the pass. Doesn't get enough on it to get it to Harper. There's Malhotra. Barabanov came down to him. Read that impending hit well, and this is back for Levi Harper. Outlet pass, intercepted by McHugh. Rolled back in, off of Caleb Papineau. Barnes up, intercepted by Brantford's Gravetsky. Cross ice crisply onto the tape of Malhotra. Hit by Harper. Move back up, Gervais back at center. Danford up for Freeman. Cross ice, reeled in by Shatan. Moves back in here for Saginaw. A couple of scoring chances for Miroslav Shatan, including a crossbar. Of course, that does not end up being registered as one of the dangerous shot opportunities. Danford over. Engel moves it back up to McHugh, and this is O'Brien back in. Down the right side. It's been everywhere with this puck tonight. Can't exactly call it a quiet night as this is Tashurna. A deflection up over. He's lost his stick in Papineau's equipment, but again, kind of had to take a double check at the sheet when we saw that O'Brien had 4 helpers. Well, we'll see if he adds to it here. Dropped it off. Testa fakes the shot. Back at the left point, Engel. Point shot with O'Brien battling in front. Danford back in the corner, finding him there. Testa. Can't get that shot to go. Kluche. Back the other way. Wanted to dance inside on Danford. Testa back there on the loose puck. Inside 4 to go here in regulation. Puck drifts in on Papineau and wide. Brings up an icing. 3:48 to go. One more break. 6-2. Bulldogs have the lead. We're back to Saginaw to close things out. After this, here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh and Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear with a team that plays to win.
Your WSGW, your home. It's time for your intermission report from the Town Place Suites. Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Center Brantford trying to guide this one home for what would be their 13th win of the season. They would continue their point streak to 16 games to start the year. And they continue to dance back and forth with the Windsor Spitfires for the top team in the OHL point-wise. Windsor did pick up the victory as this puck is into the bench. Windsor picked up the victory against the Flint Firebirds on home ice. So they have leapfrogged back ahead. And again, there's so much more hockey to be played, but the odds-on favorite for the final series when it all shakes out in late May between champion of the Eastern and Western Conferences. Probably going to be Brantford and Windsor, I think, if anybody had to make an educated guess. But stranger things can happen, and they certainly have in this game. Yiderchek back in his own end. There's lots of hockey to be played between now and then. Brantford 1 game shy of the quarter mark of this season. This is Saginaw's 25% game, 17 out of 68. This one back for Yiderchek inside the Brantford zone. Kasherner for Holmes. Freeman inside the line. We'll see Jake O'Brien maybe one more time here to end this third period to see if he can match his career best in Saginaw with 5 points. Storch gets out of a jam in the corner. This is Carson Harmer. In from center. Again, things went sideways after the Dimas-Jilkin major penalty for head contact to Merrick Van Acker. Big time hit. Sandu runs through Nick Sema. Gallagher over. This is Malhotra. Inside the line, out of danger by Glavin. Barabanov with Bulldogs moving back. Barabanov can't get inside on Protz. Pass back around Gravetsky. Out of the corner, Klepov. Sema, one-timer, and a skate save made by Leanders. Barabanov over. Off the wall, Harper for Klepov. Lots of room. Back down low. Barabanov had just rolled off his tape. And that's been the night for Saginaw. Opportunities they have just roll over the stick. Sema. They'll say offside. Between Klepov and Barabanov, one of them got into the offensive zone early. So down to 2:01 here in this third period. So we've gone back and forth. Thursday night did not seem like the team that rattled off 3 straight victories for Saginaw. Thursday night against Flint, the 5-1 loss. Seemed to be feeling more like themselves last night against Windsor. And again, the loss of Jilkin, the 4 power play goals against on that man advantage, sent things sideways. So 4 power play goals in total on the game, 2 of them on the major penalty to Jilkin. Now a jam up in the corner here inside the final 2 minutes. Ryerson Leanders, 25 saves on 27 shots. Right in front, Thoyer there, and make it +1. As Leanders shuts down Thoyer on the doorstep. Shots are even in the third period, or at least they were, as they'll update that 12-11 now in favor of Saginaw. And as you look for bright spots on the Spirit side of things, Waltsy, Trevor Thoyer's had a couple of scoring opportunities here in this game. He's looked good at times.
Yeah, great scoring chances. Going to the right part of the ice, and it's going to come eventually. I mean, like we said, the goal in this third period was to win it. So far, so good.
1-0. Offside, that play was blown dead at the Brantford blue line. And that was when Adam Banach scooped it up. So that shut down the rush back the other way. And Banach a false start here on this draw. They'll let her go. Another bright spot, the performance of Caleb Papineau here in this third period. Nikita Klepov and Levi Harper continue to show offensive work. Miroslav Satan tries to cut off Caleb Malhotra. Just inside the line, it'll spill back out. Owen Protz. Back up for Malhotra up the near side. Banach just inside the line. Things will open up. He's got Gervais all over him. Still a loose puck right in front. This comes to the corner here, Malhotra. Rim back around. Bouncing puck. Thoyer to the boards here in the final 60. They do get this back out to center. Back at the line, they work themselves back in. 9th time this year that Brantford will find the back of the net 6 or more times. As Banach flips this up to himself. Trying to go in through Hayden Bartz. It's dropped off to Josh Glavin. Up the near side. Danford with 20. Point shot. Blocked up into the air by Papineau. Holmes thrown back in front off the goal stick. Bolton is out. In the corner here. Ryder Bolton dancing away from Carson Harmer as Bartz and Banach are locked up on the backside of the net. But that's all for this one. One more horn. 6-2. Brantford walks away with this one. Hayden Bart's looking for a piece of Bannock right now. Addison Engel has some words for Gervais. And a bit of a tense moment here at the end of this one. And the Bulldogs will be sent back to the dressing room. Tense silence right now, but that's it for this one. 6-2, Brantford over Saginaw. They remain unbeaten in regulation. Their goaltender, Ryerson Leanders, stops 27 of 29 Spirit shots. They walk to their 13th victory of the season here in game number 16. 29 points on the year now for the top dog in the Eastern Conference. 6-2 final score. We take a break. 3 stars of tonight's game. A look ahead at the schedule for Saginaw. We'll close things up here. Myself and Brad Walsh back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Recognize that sound? That's your heart racing when law enforcement catches you for drunk driving. Truth is, it's happening more and more these days. Cops are cracking down all across America. If you drive drunk, it's more likely than ever you will get caught and you will be arrested. So don't take any chances. If you're drunk, do not get behind the wheel. And maybe you could avoid feeling like this. Drunk driving, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Sassy! Sassy!
This week's episode, Bobcat in the Cave.
Gosh, Johnny, playing in the cave sure is neat. Oh boy, a kitty cat. Sassy, the kitty cat's yelling. What, Sassy? It's not a kitty, it's a bobcat? Speaking of cats, you like to stress the importance of adopting cats from animal shelters? Over 5 million cats go into animal shelters every year? And with millions of healthy cats to choose from, it's a shame more people don't adopt from shelters? This bobcat's heavy. Help, Sassy! Why bother? We'll just get into more trouble tomorrow? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, nuts.
Sassy is brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org. Remember, adopt.
News coverage. The conservative political activist Charlie Kirk has died after being shot.
It's a tragic day for our nation. I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
Word of suspicious activity at perhaps an active shooter at the U.S. Naval Academy.
News.
Bay City has welcomed a new member to its city commission.
A man who attempted to run for Saginaw City Council has been sentenced for election law forgery.
News coverage on WSGW.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
Of the season, 13-0-2-1 here to start this first quarter of the OHL season. We'll take it back through the highlights. We talked in the second intermission from a Saginaw standpoint, of course, just trying to win the third period, and that is what they did. It was 1-0 in the third. Nice little dish off Barabanov to Klepov to Harper into the back of the net. No surprises there. Igor Barabanov and Nikita Klepov continue to lead the Spirit, 15 assists each. Levi Harper picks up his 6th goal this season to keep the scoring streak alive at 6 games. Caleb Papineau would enter the game for Saginaw, and he would turn aside all 11 shots he saw in that third period. First bit of action on home ice since the tail end of September. And Caleb Papineau was strong, and he had to be. A lot of grade A scoring opportunities for Brantford in that third period. But that was all the news out of the third as Brantford guided this one back in for a 6-2 win. Your final stats brought to you by Raymond. Saw the shot advantage. 37-29 in the game. The Bulldogs do have the shooting tally. And, of course, the biggest story, again, is probably still the 4 out of 5 on the power play here at 6-2. We bring one more time back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Dylan Clark, Brad Walsh. Walshy, things seem to stop, really. There's no two ways around it. Things stopped for Saginaw once Demas Jilkin took that 5-minute in-game misconduct and the power play goals that came against them.
Right. I mean, that game ended a long time ago, but, you know, we still lucky to find some positives from Saginaw, and obviously Brantford put on a show. They're a good hockey team, and it was a joy for us to watch.
Well, and you made a good point later on in that third period. Levi Harper, not just the offense, still managed to be responsible defensively and still making some harder and heavier plays. He's not an overly large kid, but he throws the body around maybe more than we've seen a lot of 17-year-olds.
Yeah, and you see it a lot. I mean, defensemen with that are putting up freakish numbers like he is, not always look so great in the plus-minus category.
There are some deficiencies a lot, but not in this case.
Exactly. No, he's very responsible. plays the game the right way, and he takes his chances, but he doesn't overdo it, and I think that's what makes him pretty special.
Well, the thing is now, if there's ever a time to maybe take some chances and figure out what your limitations are, he's 17. Let him kind of rule things out that way himself.
Absolutely. I mean, you gotta push the gas as far as you can go, and eventually, that might have to go the speed limit every now and then. So, no, it's good to see he's coming along great, and like I said, I mean, plenty of positives in that third period. Klepoff, just some filthy looking plays there and dangles, and the team looks good. I mean, it wasn't as bad as it was pretty bad, but it wasn't as bad. It was a pretty good showing by both clubs.
Well, you mentioned Nikita Klepoff. That takes us into our Applebee's 3 stars of the game. He was one of the bright spots again for Saginaw in this game. Walter, who do we got?
Nikita Klepoff, we've been talking about him. I mean, disgusting backhand assist and backhand goal. Adam Bennick showing his speed through the middle. 1 goal, 2 assists, and Jake O'Brien, we've been talking about him just quietly tallying assists. I mean, he did it last year in this building, and he's just one of those guys that don't jump off the page, but what a player to anchor that team.
Jake O'Brien now 9 points in his last 2 contests here inside the Dow Event Center. Give him 32 points right now on the season. This is the 14th game that he's played. 8th overall selection to the Seattle Kraken. They're liking what their prospect is doing right now here at the Brantford Bulldogs. 3 stars of the game brought to you by Applebee's. The road ahead for Saginaw is brought to you by Applied Innovation. 3 more games coming up here pretty soon. They started on the road in Kitchener next Friday. A bit of a back and forth split. They're on the road Friday night against the Rangers. Saturday, they're back home against the North Bay Battalion. November the 8th, 7:05 puck drop for Spirit Eras Night, presented by U of M Flint. And that Barrie game on Thursday, November the 13th, that starts out the Barrie, Sudbury, North Bay trip. Saginaw's going to be putting some miles on the old bus coming up pretty soon. Your look ahead brought to you by Applied Innovation. Of course, you can catch that game just like this game. Listen on 100.5 FM WSGW, and of course, watch live on Flow Hockey. That's all for this one. Final score on this Sunday evening. Brantford 6, Saginaw 2. The Bulldogs pick up their 13th win. Saginaw 6-6, 3-2. As things currently stand, they've reached the quarter mark of this 2025-26 season. Andy Harrington behind the controls in the control room for Brad Walsh. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks to all of you for watching and listening. Thanks to all those who pitched in on this one. Good night, Saginaw. We'll talk to you next time.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.